days of parchment before paper, the beast revealed its hidden nature. In the shadow
consciousness is the greatest mystery of science. In that case, is broken. Of course, the key continues. And this is the paradigm of all spiritual traditions, that we are immortal souls. If we want to know about this mystery, the last people we should ask are materialist, reductionist scientists. They have nothing to say on the matter at all.
Yeah, hold on when I draw for the Force. Jedi, Rebel, Star Wars. I didn't slay metaphors when these fools lay down foes in 10-page drawers. Swing out blows in a lyrical war. But that's old, quick draw McGraw. Nah, back to the Force, it's the power that binds us together, of course. It's wide, a massive rave together in hordes to feed off the energy source. A crowd of people move to the music in sync. Emits a norm beyond what you think. The body is a vehicle, more than flesh. Just the first stage of the next step. Don't be afraid to pass the last test, cause life is another part of death. I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is mad complex. Quantum mechanics and a shame and flex.
physicists don't know what the spirit is.
Scanning brains, running tests. No explanation from mainstream section or any religious sector. I'm never gonna lie, it's a big concept. From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and able. I won't conform to the norm of a label or feed the beast just to put food on the table. No! From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and I'm able. I never put my name to a folklore fable. Gotta be the genuine article, every single molecular particle. I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is a mad complex. Quantum mechanics and chain and flex. I said, I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is mad complex. Quantum mechanics and chain and flex. Hey yo, L, they're like L, why so serious? What? Well, it leaves me delirious. All these covert attacks, in fact my brain and install a fear in us. But enough of the agenda, fear's the enemy will one remember. From cradle to grave you're a lifelong member. From the moment you enter, we're connected, feel the energy, get ready, global synergy. This choice, make it willingly. Feel what I'm feeling, so man, are you feeling me? Cause I'm speaking literally, let me bust verbal soliloquies. Listen, trust, the burden's killing me, it's my aura, dischargeability. Discharge my aura, climb a mountain, cross a border. A psychonaut in the mind explorer. Hyperforce killer lines cause torture. I spit to the mics out of order. Here's the message, reach for your recorder. Your ears might burn from the scorcher. Panic on the series cause mass disorder. Are you a player or a baller? And no matter where your name get caller. Are you standing or a faller? How you adjust to the new world order? Well, we all make changes. Gotta turn new pages. Rising costs, lowering wages. Despite all that, the flame still blazes. And the flame's still burning on. As the world keeps turning on. The mistakes we've made so far are lessons we should be learning from. But surely, that's simple. Nah, we forgot these principles. Acutely, too analytical. The filth on the streets and crooks, I move clinical. I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is a mad complex. Quantum mechanics and chain and flex. I said, I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is mad complex. Quantum mechanics and chain and flex.
If you think about the very nature of life, I mean, from the very beginning, the development of the first cell, divided into two cells. The sole purpose of life has been to pass on what was learned. That there was no higher purpose. So if you're asking me what to do with all this knowledge you're accumulating, I say, pass it on.
How do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. You know, what's the end goal? The end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society. They want a one-world government, controlled by them. Everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip.
1, 2, 33. It's 8 p.m. on a Friday night, and this is the one and only.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above.
Hello, Addy PG. How's it going?
Let's do it. Let's get Ramesh.
Let's get Ramesh. Big shout out to everyone that's already tuned in. We can see you in the chat room. Let us know how we're sounding. Are we loud and clear?
Let us know how the thumbnail is.
Should we address that straight away?
Let's do it. Who was the fucking Karen in the chat who was moaning about the we used Martin Liedtke and put
Now, before you start calling people Karens, if you're new to Rise Above, let me just point out, we are tricksters on this station. We enjoy to use comedy and stuff like that. Everyone gets it in the thumbnail. I remember, let me just make it full screen so you can see what we're dealing with here. I remember when we did the AI Xmas special and we had Jason Archaics,
mighty Jason Archaics,
Santa Claus, and some people got upset about that. Listen, if you are offended by our thumbnails, please take solace in the fact that it's all in good faith. Big shout to Martin, who's already in the green room. We'll be chatting to him, let's say, in about 45 minutes. So yeah, this is episode 148 of Rise Above Live.
But yeah, anyway, don't be a Karen. It's our show, our thumbnail.
Yeah, if you don't like our thumbnail,
make your own.
Make your own. Right. Okay. Let's get back to that view, and let's also get the chat back on the screen. So, like I just said, right, this is episode 148 of Rise Above Live. We're in is this our 5th year?
I think we just insulted Martin's girlfriend.
Is that actually Martin's girlfriend?
It is, yeah. Martin said my girlfriend didn't like me as a woman.
Front row seat. We're sorry. Honestly, you'll get to know what we're like on this channel. We do take the mick out of everyone, including ourselves. I know Martin found it funny.
Jason loved the thumbnail. It was the first thing he said when he came on.
He's like, awesome thumbnail. Yeah. Okay, what was I saying? Episode 148, which means, Andy PG,
we're nearly there, Michael.
We're only 2 episodes away from 150. Now, if everyone that watches the show knows, or you should know by now, every 50 episodes we do a catch-up on what we call the Ralphabet.
Yeah. It's just a little update on our lingo, because terms get coined fairly frequently here on Rise Above.
And obviously, if you haven't been watching since the start, maybe sometimes we might describe something with a certain phrase, and you might think, what the hell are they talking about? Now, we obviously do that for a reason, to evade the Al Gore censorship.
That was the original purpose for it. It was back in 2020, you couldn't say certain things. I mean, you still can't now. It's arguably worse, actually.
I don't know. It's different. The times are different now. But yeah, that's the reason we have the lingo, and also it's a lot of fun as well. So in 2 episodes, we are going to do an update, and I think there's going to be quite a few new entries to put.
Yeah, there's loads to put in
there. So if anyone has got any suggestions of what needs to go into episode 150 for the updating of our alphabet or our
Ralphabet.
The Ralphabet. Yeah, you know the score. And next episode, 149, which is May 16th.
Yes.
You know who we've got coming back?
Who have we got? I don't actually know.
Human Vibration.
What word?
Yeah, so that's in 2 weeks' time.
What's she talking about?
I've got a feeling she's done a presentation about Nazis. but it's titled the Nazis.
Yeah, that's green language.
Is she going to try
that's green language.
Is she going to try and tell us that Nazis didn't exist?
No, it's nothing to do with that. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. She's not going to say.
Big shout out to everyone tuned in. I can see you, Mariana138 Roberts. Big shout out to Martin in the chat as well. Steve Cole, Sinstar Dread, Lord Doobsworth. Hello there, sir. Pamela Swan, Kathy Broughton, Liga Lister. Big up everyone that's tuned in.
140 peasants currently tuned in to Radio Michael.
Nice.
I read a report, 33 million people in Britain are mentally ill. No, they're not.
Right, we need to do a public service announcement.
Yeah, let's do it.
As you know, right, with Rise Above, we're not just a podcast, we're not just a YouTube show. We're trying to create like a community for you guys, and also really a social calendar as well. We're obviously going to be talking about our next event tonight.
Yes, we are. Which Martin Liedtke is coming to.
Yes, absolutely.
And headlining, actually.
Which you're going to be hearing all about that.
He's the top bollock.
He's the top dog on the roster. But this time next week, well, this time we'll probably be on the motorway driving to Bristol. But in a week's time, there is a rave going on in Bristol, which has been organised by none other than Richard Ryder. It's his first outing for this night incognito. For those of you who watch the show, Richard is a long-time friend and collaborator. He has been on the show a couple of times, done some really cool presentations. He's also done Raw Academy, helping people how to earn extra money online.
The digital nomad himself.
Digital nomad, online entrepreneurship, passive income, all this kind of stuff. Well, his latest venture in his entrepreneurial quest is he's now a drum and bass promoter.
Well, I mean, you could call it an entrepreneurial quest. I saw a post where he said he got bored and started an events company in the winter.
Is that what he said?
He said he got bored in the winter and started an events company.
Yeah, he probably got bored and started this other company and started that company. Right, here's the thing. Full scale club night. Lineup is fat. Sub-Zero, Enter, Temper, Sharky. Us guys rise above. That means Andy, PG and Double L. There's also MC Shabba D, Fat Man D, MC AD, and Charter, and myself.
That is a big...
That is a big lineup.
Stinking lineup.
And Lakota is pretty much like one of the best clubs in Bristol. Now, this is Friday the 2nd of May, and here's the thing. I haven't got like 1 or 2 tickets to give away for this.
Oh, fuck. That's a shame, man.
I've got 10.
What?
Yeah, you heard it right. We've got 10 spaces on the guest list. And if you want to come and see me and Andy PG perform, as well as this other fat lineup in Bristol this time next week, we just can put you on the guest list.
We're getting smashed as well.
Oh, yeah.
We're all getting fucked.
We're going to have great fun.
Becky S Investigates is there, the Empress, me, Michael.
Right, so, yeah, Michael will be there. I'm just going to put... I need to get a ticker on the screen. I'm putting the... This is the website, the email address, riseabovelivestream@gmail.com. If you email riseabovelivestream@gmail.com with your name or a pair of names, you can go on the guest list for this night next week. The first 10 people to email us on riseabovelivestream@gmail.com with their names, they will go on the guest list for free entry. That's
awesome.
right.
That's awesome.
Friday 2nd at Lakota. The lineup is on the screen. Need I say any more? I mean, you can't say that we don't give anything back. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section.
I have the special skill of the liquid metal rabbit.
Lord Stewsworth says he's going to be necking pills Pac-Man style.
Necking pills Pac-Man style.
All right, folks.
Yeah, and we're also pointing out that the weather is supposed to be really nice next week. So if you fancy getting your Raven shoes on, email us at riseabovelivestream@gmail.com with your name and a mate, even if there's 3 or 4 of you.
I think Rich has put us on like a sick time, so I think it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah, I think we're on either midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So we've got like a nice headline slot. So come and see us do our thing at Club.
I'll be on the decks. Lance is on the mic with MC Charter as well.
Yes,
I've got 2 MCs now.
Yeah, and you know that's a full scale lineup. If you know your drum
full
and
scale
bass.
onslaught and assault by the Ramesh.
Yes. We can't forget our sponsors, which is Dr. Kimchi. If you guys are into cryptocurrency and you want to invest in a cryptocurrency that is actually doing good, i.e., its whole reason for being is giving money to doctors that are fighting cancer. Oh, I shouldn't really say that. The big C, CANCER.
I mean, you've already said it.
I've already said it, yeah. And these doctors are not WHO doctors. They're not WEF doctors. They are alternative practitioners, literally curing people of the big C who can't get funding because they're using alternative treatments. Dr. Kimchi is a crypto coin that's been set up particularly to fund those doctors. We know for a fact they've already given away.
They've given away to.
The first release was $60,000.
$60,000. We actually know that's gone out. We don't. They've done a second release. We're not actually sure on how much they gave out in their second release.
So yeah,
but, I mean, it's not shekels. It's not a few shekels. $60,000.
Yeah,
to help some peasant who's been blasted with EMF for their life.
Yes, so big shout out to Dr. Kimchi. Check them out. Let me just put another QR code on the screen as well. Here it is. Here's the Dr. Kimchi website. And big shout out to Don and Sasha, who are doing really good work using crypto to help people. Right. Okay.
Shout out to my beautiful Ramesh wife, Becky S Investigates. She's in the chat there.
Now, we need to obviously let you know also that things with The Weekender have been seriously beefed up. I've been working very hard on the lineup. As you know, Martin Liedtke, who's going to be joining us very shortly, is our main speaker. But we've got 2 other headliners now. We've got allegedly Dave, and we've got Graham Moore, Daddy Dragon. Those are our 3 main speakers. Apart from that, We've also got Extra Raw Academy, which is like our learning portal, the smaller seminars and workshops. Wisdom of Mushrooms is going to be like, I think they're definitely doing Saturday and Sunday, maybe a Friday as well.
Mate, there's loads going on.
Richard Ryder is going to be teaching people how to
start an events company when you get bored.
monetize their hobbies, literally to make money out of your hobbies online and in the flesh. The digital nomad training. He's even going to be doing one-on-ones with people that want to learn how to monetize their hobbies and start getting a passive income from things they enjoy doing online, including just like, reviewing things and stuff. He's got lots of good information. And Steve Cole says, fuck me, you've turned into the shopping channel. Well, I did just try and explain that we are not just a podcast anymore. We are trying to create a whole environment for people that aren't NPCs and normies and retards.
We're just giving a few options out.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Steve. It's 16 minutes into the show. We didn't actually go live till 3 minutes past.
If Steve,
enjoy your adverts.
If Steve plays his cards right, you might see one of his stretch tents at this event in the auction area.
Michael.
If he's careful.
Shots fired if he's careful. We love Sin Star Dread here on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's going to be coming next week, it's only 50 quid for the whole weekend. And look at all the stuff you're getting. Ramesh speed dating. We are also going to
Magic's Boomer
Disco, which is going to be catering for people that aren't into garage and drum and bass and dubstep and stuff, So we're trying to cater for everyone.
We are going to have some acoustic music as well, guys.
Absolutely. Which we'll be mentioning in just a moment.
Sorry.
I've got it all under wraps, PG, don't worry. So the lineup here is for the speakers and for the Learning Portal Raw Academy. So you can find out what's going on the Friday, what's going on the Saturday, and what's going on the Sunday. And the good news is that day tickets are coming out next week. So if you've got to see the family on Bank Holiday Sunday, for instance, you want to come on the Friday or the Saturday or both or vice versa, you'll be able to get day tickets. And I think they're going to be £25.
The most important thing is Martin Liedtke will be there every day of the event.
Yeah.
So
We've
secured
him for the whole weekend.
If you can't come on the Friday or the Saturday, only the Sunday. If you can't come the Friday or the Sunday, like he'll be there.
QR code is on the screen. Okay, so that's pretty cool because obviously people want some informative talks.
We also are trying we're actually in talks with getting someone absolutely fucking ginormous coming here.
Maybe. But I need to let everyone know that what's already confirmed. At the after party, let's go straight in. Today I have booked Ryan Sanders.
Everyone's favourite Christian rock rapper, guys. He'll be there.
And Inspector Veg.
Inspector Carrot in the flesh.
Veg is going to be primarily performing on Saturday. Sanders is doing a Sunday sermon.
Sunday sermon, excellent.
Sanders is Sunday sermon. Yeah, so we've got literally two of the finest conscious rappers in the community in the UK, in the anti-Coviet landscape.
The anti-Coviet landscape. Yeah.
Nice. Someone's just scanned the QR code. Big shout to you. You've made the right choice.
So many explosions going off.
And if you're wondering where Hotel Celebrity is, it's in Bournemouth. It came to our attention today that the website, the one thing it didn't say is that this event is in Bournemouth. We just sort of...
And the actual address of the place.
Yeah, but you get that when you get the ticket. Ash is asking, is Katie Hopkins going to be there? No, there is not going to be any.
No, she's not coming. Although that would be good. I like Katie Hopkins. She's funny, man. She's funny. She's obviously an Israeli shill.
Also, we've got a request here. Does he play any UB40? Like it's an 80s wedding reception.
Well, it's a boomer disco, mate. I'd say yes, probably yes to that.
We've also got Tom W's. He's going to be playing a selection of deep house, tech house, and techno. Keeping it acoustic, Marcus Payne is going to be entertaining people in the intervals. In between the talks.
I'll be spewing out some heavy bass music with MC Double L and also some disgusting drum and bass with MC Manic.
Yes. Get your tickets now. Go to the website www.riseabove.tv/shop/events or scan the QR code, and the link is also in the description. Do you know what? Seeing as we've booked the two best conscious rappers in the UK, Ryan Sanders and Inspector Veg, I was actually reminded of this meme. Look at this.
I think Mr. Traumatics might have something to say about that statement, you know.
Oh, he wants to respond to my emails then, doesn't he? He needs to come and show and prove.
Yo, it's Mr. Traumatic and you're locked into the Rise Above podcast.
Right. This meme is actually What? Say what you see.
Is this Jedward?
Yeah, but
Is that Jedward and me? What the fuck has somebody done to my hair?
What have they done to your face?
Well, all of it. Who's made this?
Auntie Coviot.
Right.
So you've actually got Ryan Sanders and Inspector Veg as Jedward on the Clown World's Got Talent panel, which is hosted by Rise Above.
Wow.
And we're judging who's better out of Ryan Sanders and Inspector Veg as they're performing as Jedward.
I tried to get Inspector Veg and Ryan Sanders to fight in a ring. I suggested that to Lance.
Ryan Sanders was up for it.
We're not sure we can do it for insurance purposes.
Ryan Sanders was more than up for it. Oh, look, we've already got some emails here. So Pollyanna is on the guest list now. Bristol guest list. Love you guys. I'm close to Bristol. Oh, big shout to Mandy. Yeah, you're on the guest list too. So remember, guys, I'm just reading out these emails. If you
Pollyanna, shout out to Nicky Longhurst. See if he wants to go.
Get Nicky Longhurst
I know he's
along
in
as well.
that area.
So, what's this comment here? Jedward, not Jewward, with a Star of David. Thank you very much, that hurt. So remember, if you want to come to this rave next week in Bristol for free, if you want your name on the guest list, you need to email us at riseabovelivestream@gmail.com.
If you want to come and rave with the Ramesh.
Yeah, me and Andy PG are playing an hour set, 1 till 2, I think, or maybe it's 12 till 1. Anyway, it's a good set. That's the important thing. Right, where were we? So, Ryan Sanders and Inspector Veg. Yep, you've seen the meme. Right, let me just get rid of the screen here because... Oh, yeah.
I'm getting a drink. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, could I have one more can of gin and tonic?
Girl juice.
Yeah, girl juice. What else do I need to mention here? Big shout out to everyone tuned in. It's your Friday night hangout. If you're not an NPC, this is Rise Above TV. Oh, yeah, the other thing you probably want to do as well is subscribe to our Patreon because, I mean, why wouldn't you do that? It's only £3 a month. You get 2 exclusive videos every week of all the things we can't talk about on YouTube. You also get everything first, whether it's our research, whether it's event tickets. You get discounts on everything. It's only £3 a month. Get on Patreon, and then you can chat to your Ramish mates during the week when the show isn't on. It's well worth it. Another good thing on the Patreon is we've got the catch-up of the last event. So if you want to see what a Rise Above event is like, then by all means, do it. Here's a video, check it out.
What's your name? How are you? What are you doing here?
I'm
Amazing.
Fifi.
Yeah.
I'm from Swanage, just over the water over there.
Yep.
Met up with these guys a few years ago through Magix, who I'm friends with his mum, and they all came together through music, and then we had a meeting of minds.
Rules, regulation, improbable laws. Rules, regulation, no just cause. To bust an immovable object, become an unstoppable force.
Greasing cords, greasing cords, greasing cords. Greasing cords inside the Leviathan, inside the Leviathan. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cords, greasing cords. Greasing cords inside the Leviathan. Bear witness to this phenomenon. A clear sickness as it's coming on. That's their business. So I carry on beating my fist on the walls of Babylon. And it's vicious, but you're a vagabond. In the British Isles, it ain't Avalon. The ambitious escape to the Amazon. Life is malicious, climbing the echelon. So we gotta break them chains, do personal best and make them gains. It's a hurtful mess, so abstain from eternal threats on a long campaign. Enough stress, but we don't complain, and I'm hopeful, so I won't refrain from a global test. Gotta maintain on a mobile flex with no disdain. Greasing cords, greasing cords. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cords inside the Leviathan, inside the Leviathan. We're up against an immovable object. Greasing cords, greasing cords. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cords, greasing cords. up against an immovable object, placing bets on illusional odds set. Yo, it's cruel from the onset, killing you slow is the usual project. Still thriving despite the drawbacks, still writing, designing formats. This life gotta ride it raw back. The mind's climbing, not wiping the floor mat. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan, keeping watching the ice conspiring. Catch wind, sound up the siren, fusing the flames in the furnace inspiring, not expiring, expanding, inquiring to gain understanding. A fall from the top equal to crash landing. Don't get fooled by the devil's rebranding. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. We're up against, they make the rules, they make the rules, greasing cogs. Greasing cogs, they make the rules, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Greasing cogs, they make the rules, they make the rules, greasing cogs. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. You ain't with it, get out the way, man. Short-sighted, take off the Ray-Bans. Sourcing ethical goods, not name brands. No bait plans, we execute. Blueprints get combed with a fine tooth. The control system is not absolute. Revealing the truth is the way to recruit the youth. Collating a man to the proof while they're stacking a man to the lies. Cracking the code is eternally striving. Like drinking the fan of the life. Like a rhythm that I'm already riding. Aiming to bring down the house in tonight. The mic's hidden with imminent rising. When I draw this run, big alive. Greasing cogs. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. The Leviathan. Greasing cogs. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs.
One, two. We're back in the house.
Excellent.
Big shout out to Andy PG.
Word.
So okay, I promise I won't talk about the event anymore until Martin comes on, and we probably will have Martin on a little bit earlier than 9 o'clock. So Martin, if you want,
he's in the chat. He's lingering around.
Yeah, he's lingering around. Right. So there was a couple of subjects that
she's lingering around.
There's a couple of subjects I did want to save for Martin, but there was one. Yeah. Okay. This is so funny. Do you remember I was talking about...
Shout out to Brett the Maverick. You are coming to the Ramesh Rave in Bristol.
Excellent.
You're on the guest list, sir.
Soviet Union survivor.
Soviet Union survivor. You are... Oh, hang on.
They'd already decided they were coming, so they're going to go on the guest list too.
Okay, there you go.
That guest list is getting packed. Right. Do you remember over the last month or so I was mentioning the psyop around this Adolescence program?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
We talked
mate,
about
I've watched it. I've watched it.
Have you watched it?
I've watched the full deal.
So,
thanks. Well, it's fucking shite.
It's fucking shite, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's propaganda, and it's not even about it's not even about the little boy. It's more about the dad.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's more about the dad than it is the little boy, in my opinion.
Because I thought there's another commentator that said this as well. It's actually more about the masculinity of the dad.
Loads of people have said, I'm not saying it's about the masculinity of the dad. I'm saying it's more the dad seems to feature more than the boy in it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, anyway, the spiel is that obviously the propaganda that surrounded this Netflix government-sponsored psyop, and we covered all of this, it is government-sponsored, is that, 10, 12-year-old innocuous-looking little boys...
Incels.
These incels are something to be scared of. That was the way it was all painted. And, well...
I think it was more to do with the lack of parental control from what can happen if the internet isn't censored, basically, because the whole point is that when me and you were young, when there was no internet, when we were growing up, when we were like proper kids, like 5, 6, 7, 8, like when we were in our room at home, that was the safest place you could possibly be. Whereas now the whole thing is
before the internet was in your room.
Yeah, now the internet's in your room. The whole point is you can be radicalized from the safest place.
Well, that's what they're trying to say, isn't it? Because I guess there's lots of parents who are like, They see what is happening out on the streets with all the kids with knives in their man bags and their balaclavas on and stuff. So they're like, oh, little Tommy's all right. He's into computers. He just stays in his room.
But then you've got Andrew Tate lurking on the internet.
But this is the thing. When someone's really into computers, and well, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're sat there programming and writing script. They might be really into internet culture. And
Dark web stuff, Michael.
And when I started getting into internet culture in like 2016, I realised there was literally a whole nother world of ways to describe what was going on.
Yep.
And, you know, memes and all of these trends and stuff. But that little kid that's spending all of his time in his room away from the kids with the man bags out on the street that are stabbing each other, well, the thing is, that's not safe now either.
No.
Because you've got people like, and obviously that this is all aimed at Andrew Tate at the moment. Let me just put this on the screen.
I think it's not aimed at Andrew Tate. I think they're using
the media is aiming the problem at Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and they're using Andrew Tate as the bait for the reason to put in more internet censorship. That's what's going on.
Now, like I've said before, Andrew Tate isn't the problem. He's a symptom of the problem, and the problem is that the relationships between men and women, especially in young people, have basically just been eroded and completely, thrown off kilter by things like internet culture, by things like third wave radical intersectional feminism.
Feminism, there you go. See, I just watched a Piers Morgan Uncensored show a few weeks ago, and I forget who it was, but somebody made a very good point, and they were talking about Andrew Tate in this Adolescence shit, and they were saying that Andrew Tate, the rise of Andrew Tate is a response to the radical feminism, which has portrayed men as bad, man bad. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Man
if
bad,
that hadn't
women
already
good.
happened for like the last 20, 30 years,
people like Andrew Tate wouldn't.
What they're saying would be irrelevant.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense to anyone.
But because of that radicalized feminism, you've then got obviously the backlash, and then people like Andrew Tate start coming up.
Yeah, and I
Kelly is saying in the chat here, Andrew Tate is a CIA shill. Yes, I don't doubt that for a second. I'd argue he's not a CIA shill. He's a shill. I wouldn't argue he's on the CIA payroll, but he's definitely a shill.
Kelly, I met Andrew Tate in 2020, and like
you announced him, didn't you?
I announced him into the cage. He is who he says he is, but what I would say about him is he's definitely the type of person that would join secret societies to get one up on everyone else. He's definitely the person that if he was approached by shadowy suits and asked to do this and this that was going to make him millions of dollars, he would definitely say yes.
Heath Taylor in the chat says Andrew Tate's a super gay. Yes, and he is
super gay.
And if you shaved his beard, he's got no chin. There's no jawline there whatsoever.
Yeah, he needs a beard. The reason that I keep mentioning this is because I'm seeing it playing out and evolving to stuff like this, where it's saying misogyny and sexism in schools is a direct result of social media influencers. The Andrew Tate phenomena surges in schools.
And that's what we're talking about.
According
the
to new
phenomena
study.
is only here as a response to the radicalised feminism.
And here's the real kicker. Incels need speed dating to re-engage with society, experts claim.
Well, you know where to come, guys. Book in on the Bank Holiday weekend to the Rise Above event in Bournemouth.
Yeah, we've got Ramesh speed dating.
We would be doing speed dating there to protect your incel selves.
Yes. Protect your incel selves. Come and do Ramesh speed dating. What else was there? Martin, jump in the thing if you're ready, mate. I reckon we're ready to chat to you. We don't need to wait until 9 o'clock.
Lance is just itching to get into Clown World.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not rinsing the Clown World that I wanted to speak to. Here's a good one. We on Patreon we often look at things that maybe might be a little bit dodged due to like Marshall Mathers, medical Eminem, yeah, medical
misinformation, guys.
That's the one. But you know, I reckon we can tell them about the Schwab band, can't we?
Yeah, we can tell them about Schwab.
Yeah, okay. So this one's got like quite a few views on one of the clips we've done now. I came across this maybe about 2 weeks ago.
Was this on Patreon?
Yeah, we put it on Patreon.
Video,
but now I've got Al Gore making the reels for me, and he's chopping up Patreon and giving little snippets.
For us, Lance. For us.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us. Yeah.
I know it works for me. But yeah, it's a new feature on Restream. Al Gore starts chopping it up. So, what is the Schwab ban? It's a bit like broadband, but it's actually spelled SPWBAN.
Got a live meme here from Bazman.
Oh shit! Save that because that will come in. That will come in good soon.
Nice one, Baz, mate.
The Schwab ban. It's like broadband, but it's obviously where Lord Schwab's plans have been leading. Check this out.
More Schwaby.
Jar Fatite, which I think he's quite a good source of information. This guy. What Jesuits and Teutonic Knights Elon Musk are working on next? Nano-enriched, self-powered wireless body area network. Schwab.
Excellent.
Schwab ban for sustainable health monitoring services. We propose a Schwab ban architecture that consists of 3 levels as follows. Is everyone checking this diagram here? The first level includes the self-powered nano-bio sensors that run relying on materials for energy harvesting. Wow. The second level incorporates the communication and management of self-powered nano-bio sensors within the Schwab band topology. The third level includes the management of data collected from different sources, such as various nano-bio sensors, other W-band and constructed databases for further analysis and actions. In the first level, there are wireless self-powered biosensors fabricating with energy harvesting nanomaterials. Fucking hell. They collect data and forward them to a collecting device. The next section, i.e. section 4, presents the fabrication of the nano-biosensors based on the piezoelectric nano-enriched materials.
I think we've heard enough.
It connects directly to 4G and 5G towers. Now, obviously, this is just a copy and pasted paragraph here, but I have clicked the link. I have looked further into this.
It's been verified. Just go back, Michael, to the last slide there. So you see here, just get the cursor, Michael, on the keyboard. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, guys, you've got the energy which is being harvested, going out of the body directly to the black cube.
It's literally a black
cube
quite
literally
floating in a cloud.
Rabbi Shmuley is harvesting your energy into his cube and then sending it directly to the outer cube for the Tesseract. Shout out to our Peasantron crew. You know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah. I wonder, is this something for the future, or is this like already happened?
What, you mean like chemtrails?
No,
something for the future.
Hold on, that's coming later. We've got slides and everything for that. So yeah, this nano-enriched self-powered wireless body area network for sustainable health monitoring services. So yeah, look, energy harvesting enables sensor 1, 2, and 3.
Spoiler, guys, spoiler alert, it's already happening.
Yeah, I think this is already happening. Basically,
all of you bait peasants who go down the pub on a Friday night and don't tune into Rise Above and get your 3 for 100 bags, probably 20% of that is digital nanotech that you're putting directly into your body to construct this system to the cuboid energy harvesting. That's what's happening. It's everywhere. It's in the Schwab dust. They're probably spraying it out the planes onto us all. So even if you haven't gone to the Britney Spears tour, you're...
You know, like the Leonardo da Vinci diagram of like a dissected man that's all in heavy detail.
Yeah.
I reckon this is a diagram of the same ilk, but for an NPC.
Yeah.
This is how an NPC works.
This is how it runs.
Yeah. This is what's powering
It's
them.
running on... What it does, it runs on the propaganda that is put out by the cuboid, and then it sucks back in the form of... what's the pink goo that we had on the Ramesh...
It's called the clown slime.
The clown slime, the clown sludge.
Concentrated clown content.
Which then gets mixed up inside the NPC's avatar and then gets beamed directly back. Any essence that's left goes straight back to the cube. And it's just a complete cycle. The cube then puts out its propaganda and goes back round.
Yeah. This is basically just a transceiver, receiver, transponder for the black cube. This is how it works.
Just to have its connection for the cycle, just to keep the NPC alive.
This is awesome. All right, okay. So, in just a moment, we're going to be speaking to Martin. He is in the digital green room. But before I forget, and don't worry, this is only 1 minute and 40 seconds, I need to play a video from Inspector Veg. This is his latest track.
Okay,
it's
shout
called
out.
In the Garden. And as soon as we come back after this track, We are going to be speaking to Martin, so don't go anywhere.
Let's do it, guys. Inspector Parsnip.
Mother Earth is built in abundance. We need to return to that abundance. Return to our natural state. Back to the garden. Garden, 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 garden. Back to the garden. Gotta get back there, that's fair. Back to the garden, full time, that's real. Electric energy, self-care. 2 minute bricks and buildings, like I feel offended. Gotta get back to the way that God intended. But I'm here lost in the senses. Bricks and buildings, ATMs, use planets. It feels so damaging, now we need cannabis. We should be relying on the earth, not salaries. They made the matrix, changing realities. Abusing families, got us all blocked up. Using cabarets, flus and allergies. Not enough electric food in the battery to straight insanity. Yo, they wanna be like veg, wanna sell herbal tea like veg. They don't wanna eat that junk from Tesco's. They don't wanna eat no more rolls from Greg's. Yo, they wanna be like veg, wanna sell herbal tea like veg. Wanna vibrate high, drink from the bush for the taking. That CMOS on the regs. Break free, can't break me. What's gonna happen? We'll wait and see. They're taking a piss here blatantly. So now I'm here making money on tea. Now I'm here making money on track, neutralizing the force so that I can relax. Know my role, hit my goal, pointing to the soul that nobody lacks. Like, just keep writing, can't stop fighting. So much dark, so I bring the light in. Babylon's harsh, oh Babylon's frightening. When you hear my bar, something's igniting. Electric charge, perfect timing, having it large. When I bring the grime in, I can't stop rhyming. These grime MCs don't say much now, they're all miming. Yo, they wanna be like veg, wanna sell herbal tea like veg. They don't wanna eat that junk from Tesco's. They don't wanna eat no more rolls from Greg's. Yo, they wanna be like veg, wanna sell herbal tea like veg. Wanna vibrate high, drink from the bush for the taking. That CMOS on the regs. That's the absolute banger, actually.
1 2 1 2.
Yes, yes.
33. Inspector Veg in the house.
How awesome was that? And don't forget, Inspector Veg is featuring at the Rise Above Weekender.
Different style there from Veg, wasn't it?
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that.
It's like dick sucking music.
And here you can go to Inspector Veg's Bandcamp if you scan this QR code here. Support Inspector Veg and catch him at the Rise Above Weekender. Right, without any further ado, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. It's our guest this week. Martin, can you give us a flat thumb if you're ready to join us?
Flat thumb.
He's wiggling his flat thumb. All right, let me just get rid of this QR code. Okay, none other than Mr. Flat Earth British Martin Liedtke is about to join us. Let me get rid of this screen here and press this button here. Welcome to Rise Above, mate.
Oi, oi.
How you doing?
Boys? Doing awesome, man. Doing wicked.
Good evening, sir.
Good to see you. Good to hear you. Can I just get some feedback from the chat? Does Martin sound all good? Is he quiet compared to us? Are we quiet? Are we too loud? Let us know. People are saying flat thumbs.
1 2 1 2.
Yes, all good, Martin.
Okay.
Good to have you back, mate.
Jolly good. Hi, gentlemen. Good to see you again.
Yes. How long has it been since you were last on the show? Probably about 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, but I seen you at the festival, didn't I? The Beautiful Sounds Festival.
That was before you came on the show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We saw you at the beautiful.
Last summer.
Yeah,
that was last summer.
Okay, so now I'm putting it back together. It was either June or July last summer. We saw you at Sounds Beautiful Festival.
Have I been on your show before?
Yeah, you came on the show about a month or two after that.
Yeah, I do. I tell you, so much is at my head spinning with it.
You did an amazing presentation about Tartaria, the old world resets. It was awesome.
We had the sickest thumbnail.
Yeah,
didn't we, for Martin?
Looked like thumbnail gate.
Martin, were you offended by our thumbnail?
Not offended, because it's humour, isn't it?
Say sorry to your missus. We didn't realise she was your Mrs. Martin.
Yeah, she's not a Karen though. She's always a smart.
No. I apologise. Mrs. Martin.
Yeah, she's like Texan, so it's like guns blazing. It's like
fair enough. Right,
better be careful, Andy PG. She's gonna come guns blazing at you.
Motherfuckers are armed in Texas.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. So is that. I'm British, so I get it, innit? So.
Yeah, we do have a different sense of humour to
Martin. Is she over here in the UK, or is she?
No. She came over. We had a couple of weeks. We went down to Glastonbury, man. Had a fucking fantastic time in Glastonbury, guys. You wouldn't believe it, man. Honest to God. Talking about Alice in Wonderland, just a fantastic adventure, man.
For you guys listening, Martin's probably not talking about the Glastonbury Festival. He's talking
about
the area, Glastonbury, in the UK.
Steve, the town, man. The town I've been going to since I was a teenager, because I knew the people who from this town set up the festival. So I thought, well, there must be something going on, yeah. But like I went there on like like Jason does breaking pattern, yeah. Right. So it's elements of that, right? But I added just putting myself into observation mode, right? Just watching instead of playing an active role in reality, like I usually do, take over. I just like sort of sat back and just watched everything. Oh my God, what a difference. It was just fantastic. Like still hundreds and hundreds of people come up, shitting out of nowhere. Like, a flat of British is in town. Will you do a talk here? Will you do a talk there? Keeps happening. But the town is fantastic. I know a lot of people there. I'm lucky to know a lot of people in the town. So when I go there, I can go where they go, which is pretty good. So, yeah.
So was that just an off-the-cuff trip, or you actually planned to go there and do some talks, or did you say you just got recognised and stuff?
Well, there was a guy setting up a new radio station. I fully want to help anything that, anything to do with Glastonbury that I can, because I absolutely love the place, and it's a holy place. It is just fantastic. So I was like, somebody was setting up a radio station, Radio Avalon. I wanted to take, so I'm going to go back down there in a few weeks or so, and do some talks down there.
And I guess that's not too far from you, is it, Glastonbury?
No, man, it's the easiest. It's like 20 quid to get there. It's just like a train to Bristol, and the bus stops outside, and the bus takes you straight to Glastonbury Centre. It costs 3 quid on a bus. It's just nuts.
You don't fancy reaching the drum and bass rave in Bristol next week, Martin?
I see that.
We'll put you on the guest list.
Put you on the guest list, mate.
Do you like a bit of drum and bass?
We'll get you on stage, Martin.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll get you on stage.
Let us know if you fancy it.
All right, I'll give you some thought then. I did think about that when I was just.
So back when we first literally bumped into you at Sounds Beautiful Festival, we had a great time, and I must say, mate,
Martin could come and stay in our house.
Yeah,
yeah. Martin, you can come and stay in our digs that we've got in Bristol.
Yeah, we've got a sofa.
If you want to come.
Well, like you got an Airbnb there, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rented a house.
Really, because Bristol's mental, isn't it? It's just
good fun, Bristol.
So if you want to come, Martin, we'll put you on the guest list and we'll give you digs for the night.
All right, it's tempting. I'll give you some thought because I ain't got nothing on the go in the next week. I'm going to my son's boat early next week on Monday and Tuesday. I think. When is it? The 5th of May?
No,
Friday the 2nd.
Friday next then, isn't it?
No, this Friday, a week today.
Yeah, a week today.
All right. Well, I'll give it some consideration. I'll sleep on it and see what comes up.
All right, mate.
We'll take that as a yes.
So back at Sounds Beautiful Festival, when we bumped into you, I must say, you were the life and soul of the party. You were a great laugh, mate. So we are very, very excited to have you coming along as our special guest of honour for the next Rise Above Weekender.
Yeah, man, I'll come and rock star that shit to death, man. That's what
I'm looking forward to it, mine.
So we got you definitely for the Saturday and the Sunday, and we've already negotiated. Me and Martin were going through some negotiations. So I said I want 2 different presentations out of you, one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday.
And we're going to get Martin on the panel with us.
Oh yeah, well that's after. That's after. Then we have a panel chat.
Yeah.
Are you going to give us any little not a sneak preview, but any clues as to what kind of stuff you might be presenting in these 2 presentations at the Weekender? Or have you not thought about it yet?
No, I have thought, but I got a lot. Well, the thing is, I got like a special thumbnail here because I go literally all over the world with presentations, and it's 128 gigabyte. So what I do is when I make content, if one of them is like a especially juicy post and has got a lot of traction, has got a lot of interest, I stick the contents on this thumb drive. So like I can literally bring up any post at any time. I got one of hundreds that I can pull. But I'm working on I chop and change, guys. I talk about pretty much anything, but I'm working on something at the moment, which I'm going to possibly present some of that. It's just finding the words to do when you're doing decoding. Some of the stuff that you come up against, you can't find the words to explain, if that makes any sense. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm working on something bigger, and there's a lot going on anyway in the old community of Fly of British. So, and on Rise Above Weekender, which everyone's getting jolly excited about. I'm going to get to meet Squirrel Sniper, who's going. I'm heard in the chat just now, so that is fantastic.
Martin, will you do me a favour for the Weekender?
Yeah.
Will you come dressed as Willy Wonka like you did? You weren't even dressed as Willy Wonka. You just looked like the get-up you were wearing.
All right, yeah, that's my wizard's coat.
Yeah. That it just looked.
Yeah, I bought
that.
Bought that in Glastonbury. Funnily enough, in one of the wizard shops there. Yeah, man, I love that coat. That's my magic coat. Special feature.
Yeah, I could tell. The stuff you were putting out of it as well was great.
Yeah, plus it's got loads of... No, but it's got what it is. It's got like really deep pockets, so you can keep loads of shit in your coat.
Oh, there was many things in that jacket.
Yeah. That's me all over.
So, have you collaborated with allegedly Dave before?
Yeah, man, of course I have. Yeah, man, I've known Dave for like 10 years. I hired him twice, I think. Twice. I did a big convention in Birmingham. 350 was allegedly Dave, Mark Devlin, loads of other speakers. And then I did another one in Birmingham in Jury's Hotel. Dave came to that one as well. I've done like tours, speakings, just so much stuff with Dave, over the years. Flat Earth brother, innit? So there's that.
Yeah, because I have been sort of like reaching out to the Flat Earth community just through Facebook groups and stuff and saying, guys, if you haven't heard of Rise Above, look, at this event, we've literally got proper Flat Earth UK royalty here.
Okay.
Yourself and Dave, come along and check it out. And we're also going to be collaborating with Flat Earth Social.
Yes, we are.
Which are a local group. I'm going to give them some time in the Raw Academy room to do a little stand and to introduce people
They
to
do
their
a
stuff.
meet here once a month in Bournemouth.
Yeah, I've done it.
I actually went there undercover one evening when Mark Devlin was doing a talk there. I went hooded up.
Yeah.
Nobody recognised me. And then I revealed who I was like later on in the evening. It was well cool.
You didn't go in a Rise Above t-shirt.
I did, but I had it zipped up,
right,
and then when I wanted everyone to know what it was.
Yeah, it's good that I've been there twice. I have the social. I did a presentation there as well.
Mate, they're a good bunch. Everyone thinks like Flat Earthers are fucking weird, man, but they're not. There was a good bunch in there.
No, man, they're only weird if I'm there.
We turn up for weirdness.
You're the fucking weirdest one in there, man.
Okay. I'm being weird. I had a bit of like shit today. I went out like in the world with all of the normies. Right. And I'm in the park, like I'm blazing in the park, like, and fucking hell, real life Flanders went past with the Brady Bunch. And the daughter's like, wah, wah, fucking shouting to her mother, like, they're smoking. It's just went all over me. It's like, fuck me, real life.
It went all over me.
Yeah, she's like, don't look at them. Don't look at them. Look away. The mother was like, just like, honest to God, the performance, you never seen anything like it. And the look of disgust on these people's faces was like, go on, walk away, normie fucks. Just Jesus.
And they probably just gone home to give their kids loads of like poisonous processed food.
Oh, you know it.
And
they
stuff
were,
like that straight from Iceland.
Listen, they'd had one booster too many, I can tell you that. Yeah.
So it's actually a thing now for people to get their 10th Britney Spears ticket.
Well, it has been going on for like 4 years, over 4 years. Some
Which
people are having 5 in 1 year.
Imagine 10 of them.
I want a free Ozzy Osbourne ticket. I don't want to pay. I want him to be a wiggly flat thumbist and come and get me.
I think at this point where people are still getting boosters, and at this point, I think it's like, surely it's like a lottery ticket now, or like a Russian roulette. Like you just,
I reckon if you've had this many now, you must have some. You basically, your meat suit must be compatible with the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Or
you probably need them to stay alive.
Do you remember there was a few videos of medical professionals coming out who did like studies, and they had nailed it down, pinpointed it to certain batch numbers which were fucked. Because they nailed it.
Be careful.
I'm just saying. So like maybe it is just like some people are still alive purely by chance. They might be on their 10th one, but they've just nailed it every time and had just like a saline solution batch rather than the demonic nanotech.
All right, before we get a strike, I just want to rewind something. Something that Martin was saying. You say you had to go out and interact with the normies, mate. Are you one of those people that tries to avoid Clown World at all costs, or are you one of those people that says, do you know what? I still need to interact with Clown World. I go out and there and brave it every day, and let's see what happens.
Well, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I'm near Cardiff railway station, and I'm talking to this guy who just like sings karaoke in the street. I've known him like 30 years, and he was moaning to me about the state of the nation. And this weird little Antifa fucker who's just hanging around in the street listening, he's up in my grill and literally saying, "Are you threatening this old man?" I'm like, "Dude, this is a conversation. We're friends. Yeah, well, and what you want?" And he's literally starts threatening me in the street. I'm like, "Dude, you can't just come up to people in the..." So there's like these weird little people hanging around in the streets looking to pick trouble. Now, I didn't go on my way to actually find that trouble. It came to me. And I told him straight, I said, "Look, I'll hit back. If you come at me, I'll hit you back." Just out of nothing. So I'm the type of person who just having a conversation in the street, some shit will come out of nowhere at me. I'm that type of person. But like, I'm prepared. I'm not bothered about that. Do I go out for confrontation? No, what I go out and do is, at the moment, is observe. So I try to avoid any of that happening, which is doing really, really well, actually. But if I'm in like interactive mode, I'm like, you know, people are like really, really offended by my presence, and they're totally weirded out. Right? They don't even know how to take me. I'm like, some of them are scared. They get the shakes and shit. Others just like physically run away into walls, and like just splat into the wall. And some people just don't know what to do. So I got to deal with it. I've had that since childhood. But yeah, so that's about them, innit? I'm not really bothered. That's about you. Fuck off, real life Flanders, and you weird fucking children, Village of the Damned children. You all that. They're all little Gestapo fuckers nowadays, bro.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they'll crash and they'll be like that. That's what it was like, bro, boys, right? It was invasion fucking body snatchers, yeah? Because I'm vibrating on a high vibration. I'm buzzing along doing my things, innit? They're like, it's one of them. It's one of...
Careful,
what is it?
Careful, mate. Careful.
It is. It's invasion of the body snatchers. Something really weird's happened out there. I think it's something to do with what you were just on about. But yeah, the change in society is profound, and it's going to change a lot more. But I think it's going to get better.
Mate, in every time in history when there's been a rise of communism or a rise of socialism or a rise of fascism or a mixture of 2 or 3 of those factors,
an increase in cubism.
Thank you, Lance. There's always been the self-policing increase in society. Like, you've got these virtue fucking signalling peasants who just want to... They defend their own slavery within the system.
Well, that's how all the revolutions work. They have their like the sort of useful idiots in their brown shirts or black shirts or whatever, who sort of do the bidding.
They have a leadership structure, don't they? So basically, you've got to have someone telling you what the fuck to do. See, that's where my problem lies.
It's not only that. You've got the equivalent, which we've always had here in the UK, especially. I can't speak for other countries. Which has always been set in place, is the volunteer speed camera people. When they're looking to when there's a road, when they're thinking about putting a speed camera down there, they'll get some volunteer peasants from the local area, get one order follow a policeman, give them a radar gun, show them how to use it, and they sit there for a weekend or throughout the week or whatever, and then they
collect evidence.
They collect evidence for
like
the order followers.
High vis like coats, sit there like that.
And those people you see doing that, they're the ones that will police their own citizenship voluntarily with no pay. They're just happy to do it.
Do you know what I find a fucking cheek? Is having letters off the TV license through my door threatening me. Yeah, even though I haven't watched television in 20 fucking years. It's like, you know, I run my own media company, thanks. I make my own television content, if you like. And I had one the other day saying, all in red and official letters. Yeah, we're going to come and knock your door. Like, I haven't watched telly since like fucking 90s, you know? So...
Yeah, and it's not like you were going to invite them in to come and check your TV. It's like, yeah,
but no, I just find it weird that, you know, some empty fucking entity just like randomly threatens you for something you haven't even got or don't even want ever. I wouldn't fucking watch BBC if I was fucking paid after the snarly shit. And even some of my favourite comedy programmes on BBC, I don't even watch, like Harry Enfield, for example, because it's on a BBC. So there's a...
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that very few people watching this broadcast are still probably paying the TV license. Now, let's get down to business.
I'll argue many people watching this podcast don't even own a fucking TV these days.
Yeah.
No, stupid.
Well, some people need one to watch Rise Above through.
I've got one in my house, but it's not even plugged in. It's not in my lounge or anything. It's just in the front room.
Yeah, I think that's
it's in the
classed as a
dining room. Like,
monitor.
it's on the side. I haven't watched it. It's dusty as fuck, to be fair.
Let's talk about the subject of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Because you've done a video on this recently. We had a bit of a chat about Patreon about it. Like, let's just have a little preface. Is it just me, or are things getting much more weird in 2025, even more weird than they were in 2024, leading up to what's going on now?
Well, I was on a show just now with an old YouTuber, John LeBon, on a hangout just before this one. And he asked me, like, what do I think is going on? I find it weird that all of that money was invested in the TFE only 3 months ago. And now they give the whole shit show away for, like 3 months later. It's like, that is done deliberately. And I noticed that everybody... If a topic doesn't want to be talked about on YouTube, believe you me, the videos disappeared. The videos, I've seen one on Katy Perry, 12 million views. So they're pushing, they want people to see that this, and the official media, I've seen on Sky Australia saying, no, this stuff's fake. So even mainstream are saying like, oh yeah, and with her performance after she's got back, acting Miss fucking Ditzy, was really, all of it was really weird anyway, wasn't it? And the fact that, like, most people think that they're all switcheroonies, there is that as well, and the evidence would support that as well.
When you say switcheroonies, are you suggesting M to F transformers?
Well, I think with all of this Hollywood and all of this these bullshit people to do with space, especially, they all look a bit like that to me, especially these fat boys that go up on the ISS. Have you seen that? They look a bit girly. I think, yeah, they're doing switcheroonies in Hollywood. Now, Katy Perry, I'm not sure if Russell Brand was a girl, because he's a bit of a bulky lad, isn't he?
So Russell Brand was a girl and Katy Perry's a bloke.
Well, I don't know. She's supposed to have spat out frogs and stuff. Most women get big fluffy bums, but she got like a boy's bum. So there might be something going on with that. They just maintain this, like, size 10 thing, and most other women in the world after they've had kids go. Pfft. So there's that. So
well, they can all take that injection now, can't they? Ozempic, and I think a lot of them actually do.
Do you know another thing I noticed with Glastonbury, right? None of the chicks, nobody down there, right, there was no shops for fingernails, hair salons, tanning centres, or none of that shit going on. None of it. Nobody looking at mobiles. That's where we want to go. To a place, where there's none of that going on, where people are like actually loving on one another instead of in fear. Because I tell you what, it don't work there in Glastonbury, the fear factor. Everything's just like, if you're fucked dead and you got no luck, they don't frown upon you. People will all muck in to help them up till they're on their feet and show them the way. It's like, yeah, that is a really beautiful thing that they do there, and I like it. But the cities are just so confusing, dangerous places at the moment. I don't even like going to my city anymore, really, guys. It's feeling a bit stabby at the moment.
Mate, it's the same here.
It's feeling stabby in Bournemouth now. Like, Bournemouth has always been like, oh, nice seaside.
Yeah,
town.
I nearly had trouble down there, guys. When I was down there last, man, I went down to the Botanical Gardens to do flat earth activism in the park there.
Right.
What, in Bournemouth Gardens?
In Bournemouth Gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Summer's Day. It was really good. Yeah, and I went up to by the pavilion there, by the cinema, because it started pissing down, and these fucking gang of Eastern European boys pissed off their asses, yeah. They just looked straight at me, beeline for me, and I knew they were going to come over and start. So I was like, come on, let's just fucking go. I don't think I'm going to be able to take these lot on. But they were definitely coming for me. So, yeah, in Bournemouth, and a beautiful place like that, it was always posh, Fucking going that way is really not good.
Mate, I said this... I'm not sure if it's on one of our Patreon shows, but I saw some footage came up on social media the other day, a few weeks ago, and it was Bournemouth in the late 80s, and it looked fucking pristine.
Yeah, man,
that area you're talking about, Martin, where the casino is in the pavilion, right? That was Westover Road.
Mate, I remember it.
That was the most premium road, wasn't it, in Bournemouth? That was
every shop was a well expensive shop.
Jewellery stores, the casino was there. Like, it was like,
listen, when I was a kid,
the huge arcade there.
Poshest in the south coast, Eastbourne, Bournemouth, they were the places to go in Turkey, really, but not really. Bournemouth was it when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah,
beautiful.
And like the gardens as well, they had footage of the gardens, and it was so well kept.
It's still well kept.
No, not like it was. If you look at this footage, there was like they spent a lot more time and effort and money.
And the Christmas lights they used to have,
yeah,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was like so much more pride.
They've got like digital Christmas trees up there now. They're not even trees. They're just like plastic frames with lights on the shape of a Christmas tree. They're not actually trees.
When you see those videos that go back to the 60s or even the 80s, and you see like everyone's like walking around and
no one's fat.
There's no obesity and like there's just no degeneracy anywhere, and it's just like it's literally like a world that has been stolen from us.
Should we have a look at Katy? See if we can get ourselves in any trouble.
Yeah, go on then. All right, I was going to start off.
Last point on what we're talking about.
Go on,
I saw another post. It was 2 car parks, huge car parks. One from the sort of 70s and one from like 2010, 2015. And the colours of cars is like there's all brightly like a rainbow in the early days, and now it's just like grey, black, white.
I was wondering
like light grey, dark grey, just so many greys.
What about this guy? I was wondering if way back, because I seen a film like it once, if the world was actually monochrome and turned colour like recently with people's perception.
Yeah.
It, like there was a shift in consciousness and perception, and then everything suddenly become colour. And they said,
it's like when you start feeling your psilocybin mushrooms, your colours just start going woo.
Yeah. But maybe there's a level beyond this as well, like the Celestine prophecy, where everything is just intense colours and we can see more than we see now because we don't see fuck all in the visible light spectrum.
I think all three of us in this conversation know there's something beyond the realm with colours and stuff when you ingest.
Well, I mean, when I've been on the other side, I've seen colours that were indescribable.
Same.
Different colours.
No reference for it because
they ain't got names. No, I know.
Yeah, incredible. Right, so before we start talking properly about the space dildo mission, I thought I'd start with this. It just pops up in my timeline.
Get rid of the Schwab code, Lance.
Let me just get rid of that Schwab code. Do you remember Rambo, who works with Human Vibration, that we met in London?
Yeah.
This is a post that he made. Everyone is a patient of MK Ultra until the day they wake up and realise it's all fake.
All fake and gay, guys.
I think that's a very salient point when we're talking about something like this, because it seems like to me, Martin, the further we go into this timeline we're on, the more that things are becoming more obviously fake. Would you agree?
100%. Yeah, well, I've just been reading this book all week I just summarised some of it to my post for tomorrow, and it's just fucking mind blowing. It's like I'm not even making any mistakes. If you used to build up a legal case in what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, there's just no fucking shadow of a doubt that there's been a fakery going on, and it's just every single aspect of history I'm looking into. It just doesn't take long to see that there's fakery afoot, because they are fabricating history. Just fucking what? That's what they're doing. Because they can't tell us what really happened. We've got to look for us, find out for ourselves. It's like someone said to me once. He said, who are you? It's like, well, my given name is Martin, but who I am, I couldn't really tell you. I do ask people, but no one seems to be able to tell me. Apparently, I have to find out for myself. And that's the same for all of us. It's like everyone's got their own journey to find out who and what they are in this place. And without that mind control fucking shit that they've just given us, getting back all them layers, back to our human, instincts of who we are. I think it's coming along anyway. I think people are coming on in leaps and bounds in the truth and movement, in the awakening. I really do.
Do you, Martin?
Yeah, I do. I just feel... I see it all. I've been doing it for donkey's years. There was a bit of, what don't kill you makes you stronger element to the truth.
I do think, I will say, I do agree to some extent with what you're saying. There are factors which I would say the truth movement is just degenerating. Some factors of it. But I will agree with you that I think, imagine, do you remember back in 2021, everyone was calling everyone a shill?
Yeah.
Everyone was a fucking shill.
Yeah.
And I think that stopped a little bit.
Yeah, that sort of died down a bit now.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, everyone's sort of like just be like, not everyone is paid by some secret society.
I think a lot of people might have run out of things to talk about as the COVID wave sort of crashed, and then some other stuff happened, some Ukraine stuff, and then they like, oh, well, what do we do now? We'll look around and turn on everyone.
I think as well, a lot of people who are still going with their channels, they started out just talking like in rebellion to the Soviet Union onslaught in 2020, but I think now that it's just more evolved into just a slightly less a less mainstream version of geopolitics and how it's presented. That's what I think everything's now devolved into, because it's not so much the truth of movement anymore. Because like me and Lance, our background is particularly in the occult. So when everyone just dissects mainstream media, which a lot of people do on their channels, me and Lance come out with a different twist, and we can see an underlying occult aspect of what's going on, where there's not a lot of channels have got necessarily the experiences either. There are a lot that do, but as a whole, I think the majority of people who started a channel because of the response to the Soviet Union are just now turned to geopolitics because that's all they've got in their bag.
Yeah, man. Or there's a load of channels that just like make videos about flat earthers all day, and that's how they earn their living because they ain't got nothing else to talk about.
I'll be bringing up. Oh, I tell you what. While you've mentioned that, let me just find the slide. Because I've actually got a slide for that. Hold on. I've got a very good example.
But like you say, they're not. I don't think they're government chills and stuff. They're just like YouTubers, isn't they? And they're just like that's.
They're just trying to make a buck.
Like content, isn't it, on fucking YouTube? I watched it all. I've watched it all for years, and I watched the change in paradigm. It's part of to keep an eye on the demographic is part of what I do, and anticipating and stuff like that. This is how as well YouTube runs. But yeah, I can see the change in demographic since Rona and the different mindset. So I do see that. But I also see, right, that people, how bad does it need to get before people actually fucking rally together and are on one another's side,
They won't ever do it. They won't ever do it.
Well, yeah, because they kept
never
in opposition with one another. This is the thing, right? If everyone's kept in fucking division with one another, fighting over this and that, they're never going to turn on the real fucking enemy. That's the whole game.
This is what, like, everyone in 2020 and 2021, when the Soviet Union's onslaught, with the virus was so bad, everyone was unified into that, and then since then everyone's gone their own little ways, and it's like everyone's got their own viewpoints on stuff, which again in like geopolitics, especially with stuff like the Israel-Palestine conflict or Ukraine and Russia and all that, and now you just got like subdivisions of everyone arguing within each other.
Well, I listened, like I would have had a feeling about that and a bit of like anger maybe about different aspects of all of that 1 year ago. But now, because I realised that focusing on bad intent things affects the reality that I perceive and my health, because I'm too susceptible to just then bad vibrations. I got to keep, I don't want to be a fucking belladonna about things, but I have to protect my soul, my spirit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I just can't look at it, any of it. And I think this as well, right? So I am my brother's keeper. You fucking do you, boo. If they want to blow the fucking shit out of one another, fucking good.
The problem is, though, Martin, the problem is
I don't give a shit.
When that ideology is then being forced upon you, upon us, who people who quite frankly just want to be fucking left alone.
Right. Well,
that's the issue. Like I've like in regards to like these we call them the radical mariners here, the boatmen that are coming over from the Middle East. Right. I heard that recently it's actually becoming more of a problem now. We all know about the hotels, yeah?
Yeah.
It's actually becoming more of a problem with numbers now. It's personal houses, individual houses that are housing like 10. You got like a 3-bedroom house with 10 of these mariners in there.
Flats,
and the problem is, like, no, they're in like houses and shit. But you then, if you're living, you could be living next door to some of these people. They could like move in next to you into your home next door. If your next door neighbour sells their house, the government would be like, right, we'll snap that up.
Well,
and then you could have 10 radical mariners living there for a rolling contract. What's going to happen to A, your lifestyle, and B, the value of your house?
It will drastically decrease. You know who's buying up all the property? It's BlackRock and Vanguard.
Yeah. Larry Fink.
Yeah.
And his cronies.
That's probably what's going to happen. It will just become like radical boatmen accommodation.
And that that there is how they're going to destroy the countryside, in my opinion. Because we all know it's all in the cities, and if you've got the money, move out to the countryside.
Yeah, if you're out
that's
in the
how they'll
sticks,
destroy the
none of it.
countryside.
I can show you that. They don't know shit's going on. The tough still. They just don't.
Back to what you were saying, Martin, about YouTubers who make their whole career about talking about flat earthers. I know you're familiar with this guy.
Simon
Dan, yeah. Have you featured on his show?
Yeah, a couple of times. I just talked to John LeBon about it. He's had 3 videos about him made by him, and I've had 2 videos made by him. And you just get trolled to shit for a year, and then it all goes away.
Yeah, the guy's an absolute knob. He's made his whole channel about, like, basically just trying to debunk
him and all the rest. Look how many of them there are. 2 Looney Tunes, fucking all the rest. There's loads of these channels that just literally go viral. They like do videos. It gets like 250,000 just talking shit about the flat earthers. But the flat earthers they're talking shit about, they don't get them fucking views. You can't even find a flat earth video if you fucking look for it on YouTube. You look for me like you just did. And then fucking, all of the nasty ass shit that's ever been said about me comes up when you look for my name. None of my content, none of my fucking thousands of videos, my books, fuck all. Just shit that's been said about me. Who do you think's doing that? Fucking Google, the analytics, the whatever. They literally plan it so it's all like bad press against you.
And who owns Google?
Who owns Google?
Yeah, who owns Google?
Well, my employers...
You said Google are doing it. Who owns Google?
Well, my partners, my employers, are YouTube. And as far as I know, I think they're like Disney or NASA. It's all the same people in it.
But who owns them?
Same as Disney or NASA.
BlackRock.
Yeah.
And who are they?
Fucking fuck knows.
There you go. But what you got to do is look on the board of BlackRock or someone or a company like that.
Cube organisation.
And then look at who those people are and look what the common denominator between them all is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
There's a black cube in Rockefeller Center.
Wait, I'm just going to go to the back shelf here.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. We were supposed to be talking about Katy Perry. We keep getting sidetracked.
What's going to happen with me? Yeah.
Someone gave us this at the last event. They gave us a Star of David in a snow globe. Can you see that?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's the only clue I'm giving you.
Right. Okay. So let me just get the screen on the screen. Hold on. What are we doing here?
Okay.
That's the only clue I'm giving you.
Right. There are many aspects to this Katy Perry scenario that are just like quite spectacularly weird. I'm sure you'll agree. I'll just start off with this one. And just like that, everyone knew what a woman was again. Gayle King and the Blue Origin's all-women crew returned from a historic space launch. I thought it was a little bit strange that this happened just as the UK had the ruling about what a woman was, and we have an all-woman space launch. Maybe reaching there. Maybe it was just a coincidence.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Right, what are we saying with regards to this, Martin?
Baphometage. Just turn that badge upside down, you get the old Baphomet. You get that on SpaceX hat. They should call it SpaceX, shouldn't they? SpaceX hat. If you turn it upside down, the logo is 2 horns. You can see as well. So they do this. You're into the occult. You know that they.
Well, me and Lance said this on one of our Patreon videos, and we said about it. So the thing is about it that the shape of the actual rocket when it's not turned upside down is not even the same shape as the rocket they're going up in.
Everyone knows their rocket was a dildo. Everybody knows.
With the bell end as well that they float down in, and apparently there's a blast of air that protects them from going splat on the floor, and they have heat-proof parachutes because apparently re-entry is like over 1,000 degrees. They got. They must be tucked away somewhere, and then they.
I think I've actually got a video of them.
Earlier, we're waiting to see the drogue parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes, just free falling right there until those drogues came out. And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out. Hear that screaming inside the capsule.
Pussies.
That doesn't actually show the touchdown, but that's the they were free falling.
That's just ridiculous. That's not free falling. And I mean, can you imagine that in real life? You know, it's supposed to be re-entry, right? This is supposed to be red hot. This is how re-entry is. If you remember
that's what I did say a few weeks ago here on the show, but a couple of weeks ago. But allegedly, if you go with the clown model of the peasant sphere, that they didn't go high enough where they would penetrate through a quote-unquote atmosphere. Thusly, they won't.
Well, they penetrate with that rocket as well.
Yeah, well, allegedly, the physicists and all of that shit, the mainstream ones, they're saying that, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're all peasants. You're uneducated. They're not going up far enough where when you would come back down, you would have, like, the scorch marks and all that kind of shit. It's not classed as re-entry. That's what they're saying. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I know.
So here's the thing: if they didn't go to space, what allegedly happened is they went to the Kármán line, which is 62 miles up. And the Kármán line. Sorry, they went 1 mile past it, and we worked out that if you take the entire distance to the moon, which is allegedly 254,000 miles or something like that, and you work out they went 0.02% of the distance to the moon, which is fucking nothing.
That's awesome.
And if you think about it, say you're going to space, you've gone. The moon is like the nearest thing to us in space, if you believe in space, and you've gone 0.02% just to the distance of the moon. You can hardly say they went to space at all, even by their own admissions.
This is a holographic construct.
So would they be re-entering at like a high enough speed to burn up?
Okay, well,
either they're astronauts or they're not. And people, when they came back down, be like, congratulations, you're an astronaut. Fuck off. You're either an astronaut or you're not. You either re-entered,
so
they didn't.
Never mind.
Come on.
They never went up that high, okay, Kármán line, whatever, below. Okay, so, but they went up high enough to apparently encounter 0G. Okay? Now, there's only a certain height where this is supposed to take place, and I don't think that rocket is getting there. But then you see them in a 0G position where they're all hanging on like silly buggers.
With the daisy.
You got it, and all of that. So the only thing that I can think has happened here, right, is that rocket that we've seen, which I could show you, you know, you've got it. That's fucking CGI. None of that shit went down. The only bit that's probably happening is when they've dropped that fucking thing, that bell end out of a plane or something, yeah, because they would have had to have, right, so they couldn't have done a parabola. This is what they need to do, like a vomit comet, to be able to show 0G. So unless they're doing a parabola somehow to get that like 30 seconds of 0G going on, like in a vomit comet, yeah, to show what they had on that video, unless it's just coupled together, which I think it is. And the bit that you see when they're fucking looking out of the window, you can see a ball and curvy bit, right? It's because that fucking pod thing, okay, it's got a green screen behind it all, and they're in harnesses and shit, like the same thing as they're doing with the ISS. Exactly the same tech. They're doing splicing together along the way, and the whole thing is just a production. And then when it lands down in a cloud of dust, boom, the women inside just like walk out, because like, you know, you're going to get a handle on the inside when apparently a vacuum of space is outside.
Hair looked perfect, Martin. All of them.
Oh yeah, what?
From free falling. Free falling.
Oh yeah. Well, I got images of astronauts swimming. You know, with the famous spunky hair that we talk about. Yeah. All standing up on end. Yeah. Like the Wicked Witch of the West had just got back.
Yeah. L'Oreal.
Hers is like, yeah, L'Oreal. Fucking hell, because you're worth it, boss. Her hair was absolutely stonking, Katy Perry, when she got back. And she kissed the dirt. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
She did.
Faced east. And
for me personally, the absolute icing on the cake, regardless, I mean, we haven't even spoken about the retarded CGI of the footage of them actually launching. And there was no footage of them within the capsule, the helmet of the dick.
No, hold on.
Launching.
Hold on.
Was there?
Well, I don't launch it. I've got footage of them in the capsule.
Yeah. No. I was on about launching.
Because your face is launching
but the thing for me, the worst part of it was when shit, I lost my train of thought now. Fuck's sake. Go on, Martin. You said what you're going to say.
Oh, well, in an F-16, when you see a pilot going up, right, at a certain velocity, their face gives it all this shit. Yeah, with the 0Gs and, you know, going up.
So but they didn't show any footage of them going up in the capsule.
Martin's just made a very good point here. those type of pilots have.
And they black out.
They have respirators and they have
stop
special
them blacking out.
pressurized suits to stop them blacking out from the G-force.
Yeah. And what's with they don't need spacesuits or a space helmet, is it? Or like because they just super secure and super fucking with all the health and safety.
Well, hang on. So this just made me think of my point.
Yeah.
The best thing, the nail in the coffin with me was when Jeff Bezos went to open the door. Open a door, and the door already they opened it from the inside. But and we all saw it with his little wrench. It was like fake as fuck.
Special tool.
But the whole point, that door looked so flimsy. Like, just
Like,
take
the
all
whole
them
thing was
opening it before,
inflatable.
or him trying to open it with some gay little tool, which
Wait,
is obviously bullshit.
Martin, did you say the whole thing was an inflatable?
Yeah, I think it's inflatable. I think it's doing a wobbler when the door closes.
What, like
And
a
not
rib,
only
like
that,
a
they
rigid
photographs of
inflatable
dummies.
boat?
Sorry?
So it's like a rib, like a rigid inflatable boat, just in the shape of a capsule.
Yeah.
Because it was like firm.
Well, that's what some lifeboat capsules are like. You inflate them and they go up like in an octagon like that, and they float on the sea.
But that door, for me, I wouldn't want to fucking go into outer space or like inner
was like
space.
the Hindenburg, two different scenes. Because the thing is the thing you see coming down the bell end, it hits the dust. You've seen that, haven't you?
Yeah.
And there's a big, massive plume of dust, but the plume of dust doesn't settle on the craft itself or anywhere else, and there's not even a crater underneath when they're supposed to. They say, right, oh, why weren't the women squished when they landed? Oh, because there was a giant burst of air out of the bottom. Apparently, the cushioned them. Apparently, you can see the video when they just go, oh, and all comfy back down again. Well, that didn't even create any sign of any air being burst out. When you see the, there's just no disturbance on this is the dust of New Mexico, guys. This stuff is just...
Yeah, it would have gone fucking everywhere, but in a massive
Everywhere,
cloud
man.
for ages,
On
lingering in
everything.
the air.
On everything.
Yeah.
So,
and that capsule would have been covered in it.
Yeah, covered. For sure. You think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it would. Mate, even when you drive a car through that area, it gets covered.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe in New Mexico when the dust stuff.
That amount of, like you said, if they're coming down from allegedly that speed, even on parachutes, and then there's a huge pulse of air coming out, that would have been like the equivalent of fucking 50 articulated lorries going through the desert, like all at the same time.
You think so, wouldn't you?
Like the amount of dust.
I know. I've seen massive dust storms. They're just fucking.
And like none of the guys on the ground had like masks on. They weren't covered in dust, and they were fairly close. It was all quite close to where the capsule landed. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah, well, and they have an outside drone footage of like the whole encampment, if you like, and it's just a load of sous out in the desert and a load of film crew and that, and then it always fascinates me, right? Because this, you know that Earth is supposed to be spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, but anyway, forget about all that. And this thing's gone up, right? And it's just like when the Apollo missions happens and the craft floats down on these umbrellas, and whoa. Fucking the US Navy's there. It's just like, this is a massive ocean. How the fuck do they know where it's going to come down? And it's the same with this, they just like, what? They knew exactly the spot where.
Yeah, but they'll say they've got trackers on it, and
Did
they
you
know
not see
exactly the
trackers?
coordinates,
Hold on.
the coordinates,
There's
and the
no
latitude and
propulsion.
longitude. That's what they'll say, though.
Yeah, but there's no propulsion. They can't there's no. You couldn't steer the fucking thing. It's just an.
No, but what they'll say is they would have set it up so that. And don't forget, Martin, you're uneducated. I'm uneducated. Lance, you're uneducated. We can't.
Yeah, I don't
possibly
science, bro.
do
I don't
the
science.
mathematics required to get this thing to the same as Enki Musk getting him to catch a rocket coming down with the arms of his
Let's go back to the landing. I'm sure I saw a video that it looked like it was being shot from like the perfect angle about 10 feet above the water, a few meters from the capsule, and there were dolphins. I'm not imagining this. There were dolphins coming up to the capsule, and they're saying, "Oh, look, they're being greeted back to Earth by dolphins."
They weren't.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, I've seen a video of this. Someone in the comment section tell me you've seen the same video. I should have got it. No, I'm absolutely sure it was this one. Anyway,
Madonna wants to go up next.
Oh yeah,
I did hear that.
Yeah, she's going to call herself Moon Donna.
Do you think, Martin, this was all like an elaborate thing to promote like the space tourism,
simulator? I think they're going to change the entire paradigm and ditch the globe. Is what I think. Too many.
What?
Please elaborate.
What? Yeah, what?
Yeah. Well, imagine, the only gig that's up really is the real estate gig, isn't it, with Flat Earth? Because the scarcity model is going to go through if they know that there's more land, which it fucking is. So it's all about that, isn't it? But I think the gig's up. The mainstream are starting to talk about it. All of these ones that were doing like ancient aliens and stuff. Well, they're all jumping on sort of Tatarian, sort of adjacent Tatarian subjects, and they're moving like the Flat Earth. There's been a lot of investment in trying to hush it up over the years, guys. And as far as I can see, it's just more powerful than ever. I think. I think there's millions and millions of flat earthers worldwide. And other countries we know nothing about, like Japan, is really big there. Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. South America's got a really big flat earth presence. Japan. I've seen a flat earth Japan convention.
The problem is, though,
Martin, in there.
The problem is, it's not flat, is it? But it's not spherical either. It's both.
Well, it's not. It's level.
But it's both at the same time.
Let me be clear then, right? Yeah. In the sense of the 3D manifestation, okay, of this realm, I've given this a lot of thought, Steve, over 10 years now, of is it a globe, okay? And I just can't see any evidence. Everything that they propose for heliocentrism, I got another.
I'm not saying globe. I'm not saying globe. What I'm saying is curvature. The problem I've got with the flat Earth model, and I'm not a flat Earther, but I'm not a globe Earther either. I'm a simulationist. I'm going with Jason Arquette because that explains both models. Both seem to exist simultaneously.
Yeah, what you think it is.
But that's why there's such an argument which is never ever going to be settled.
Well,
because you can prove both. You can prove curvature and you can prove a flat plane. Both coexist at the same time. That's where I'm at with it, and that's why I think this is such a delicious subject for the social engineers to just keep pumping out there, because it's like it'll never be settled. It will never be settled.
Yeah, it's just going to bang back and forth forever. I can see that. But concerning curvature, I've seen things when I was in the Merchant Navy for years, way too far off. Guys, like 2-3 days out away from volcanic islands, and I'm like, that fucking thing should have been gone by now. So, I had questions early on with curvature and that. But they're doing an experiment. I don't know if you're aware of this. In MIT, there's a guy called Dr. Shiva. He's just worded up David Weiss that they're going to put the money together, MIT, to do an experiment to prove whether there's curvature one way or the other on the river outside there in Boston. Okay. I think David Weiss agreed and said he was going to do it. I don't know whether he's going to do that experiment or another flat Earth experiment. Something along the lines with force the line would be really good. That is something that is possible and is doable, which is just basically a mile-long ruler, straight edge, if that is even possible. And then that should show some discrepancy if there is any. So, there are things that are ongoing. And I've been asked, but I'm not going to go. Because they're going to do this experiment. They're doing more and more, and this is apparently going to be a scientific paper. If it proves positive and there's no curvature, they said that they're going to publish it as a scientific paper. So I envisioned just for a minute, I was okay then, just say for a second that the tests come through and it's a negative on curvature, and then they have to publish out as a scientific paper worldwide, then everyone would have to look at it, Listen, guys, I don't know whether you know, but a lot of physicists, they're simulationists, but a lot of them don't think that the universe is a thing.
No, I know.
The universe is in our minds. This is what they think. It's what I think too.
Yeah.
That all of that out there is in here, is what I think.
The thing,
and you're right.
In one of Jason's recent videos, he talked about physicists, and he talks about the arithmetic of the realm, and he says that even the physicists. Thank you.
No, with a dry mouth.
They even say, they talk about the other side, and they're not talking about like a supernatural thing. They're talking about the other side of the arithmetic of the realm, and they said there must be something there. They're not claiming they know what it is, but they're saying mathematically, the arithmetic of this plane, this Earth, whatever you want to call it, this realm, there is an opposite, a mirrored hologram to that, and there is something there. And they call it the other side. These physicists, there we go, physicists.
So another thing I've been thinking about, which I think is a thing, is I think the world population is plummeting.
Okay.
I don't think it's anywhere near. That's why they got rid of the Georgia Guidestones, because they didn't really need to tell people they were getting to 500 million anymore. So they're gone.
Mate, I've always thought anyway, like the whole census thing across the globe, plate, Earth, whatever you want to call it, like that's just the number that they give us. They've lied to us about
you've got
loads
to
of
do
other
is-
stuff. How would we even know?
Nobody
Like,
I know
the actual-
filled it in,
Yeah,
though.
no one's going to know.
No, I didn't fill it in. You've only got to go on a plane and fly around the planet or the plane a little bit, and you've got to just look out the window and see that almost everything that you look at is just a massive open space.
It's just empty.
There's no way. I mean, we could talk about how many billion of people there might be.
I think it's bullshit, mate. I think that's bullshit.
Well, I've heard some people say that they reckon it's actually around maybe about 1 billion rather than 7.
Yeah,
stuff
I
like that.
don't think their
but
figure
would
is
you ever-
anything.
how would you ever know?
So I was asked tonight by that interview I was on about I added a bit of this in my second book concerning that I actually stated in there that I thought a large amount of the population were filler-inners for the rest. And it's like, so he asked me, what do you mean by that? Like NPCs? I was like, well, I gave him some NPCs experiences that I've had where people just fucking glitch the fuck out, you know. But that could just be because I'm weird. I don't know. But what if there's less people than anybody thinks? And that there are only X amount of creators and manifestors, architects of reality in this place, like maybe just thousands, and the rest are part of their experience. But remember, you're only ever going to see the experience you got there now in your studio. Around
in your field of view.
Yeah, until you're actually interacting, then it's all there. Because this is like Jason will tell you, this is an energy saving construct. It doesn't need to render the whole fucking world to be.
If
there.
I walked out the studio and went
Maybe
into
there.
the kitchen, that kitchen might not be there until I walk in there.
Well, this is a philosophical conundrum with physicists anyway. They say, you know, you could step out of bed one morning and just fall off the edge of a cliff, you know, because of quantum determination. You don't know where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would say that as well. But because of the, you know, the permanence of this fake reality, this illusion, we're used to seeing the kitchen, we're used to seeing these things, they're there. But, you know, if you was fucking tripping your ass off on acid, is the kitchen there anymore?
Yeah. Mate, I blasted my ass off in Lance's green room on DMT last year, and I definitely wasn't in the same room there.
Well, there
definitely was not in the same room.
Take you directly to the other side, comrade.
Yeah.
But it's all about
Two
perspective, isn't it? And awareness. Because, you know,
Loaded that shit up as
is
well.
a word, isn't it? It's a key word, which the fucking New Agers love to coin. And in fact, it's all about coining keywords, isn't it? Because, you know, so is the nature of neuro-linguistic programming, getting there fucking deep, isn't it? But if you break down the word conscience, it's conscience. Etymologically, it's conscience. So, but I do think that, you know, we are souls, and I do think that our awareness.
The word con from the etymology,
Yeah.
from the Latin, the word con, the pretext is means together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, con means together. So, like, conspire actually means to breathe. So you've got con, the pretext, that's con, together. And spire means breathe. Together, we breathe together. So if you conspire, you're a load of people like breathing together.
okay.
You're talking together, yeah. So the pretext con means together. That's the etymology from Latin.
Somebody's just saying maybe both spirit and souls and emotions, including empathy, unlike just the rest, lost souls. I don't like to think of people not having souls, but people just seem to do fucking weird narcissistic things without any feeling for everybody else. We've just seen that in the last 5 years with all the weirdness, didn't it? Everyone was just traitor to humanity at the drop of a fucking hat.
Yeah, but it's a predator versus prey ecosystem we're in here.
Well, I have been, you know, guys, I was thinking today in the park, you know, I've been on fight and flight mode my entire life, you know, just because of the shit that comes my way all the time. But I'm dropping that now because I think to myself, well, I don't need to feel that fear anymore. The fear of, you know, somebody starting, the fear of this happening, that happening. anymore. And I let go. And I think there's a lot of words of wisdom in what John Lennon said about letting it be. Just let it be. So that's what I've decided to do. Just let it be, man. And I'm fucking getting, like, I feel happier with myself because my head's not fucked about it all the time. So there's that. So, yeah. And then I can think about my personal growth. Because I think this place is a classroom, guys. Even Jason will agree with that this is a fucking place of learning. And I think that all of the bad shit that happens for a reason. You know, if they got a person and they really fucking suck, well, that's to show you how not to be and not to suck, not to be that sucky person. You know, there's a lesson in everything, you know, for us to learn by. And that includes the bad shit. Okay, I think that is part of this hell realm that we're in. A realm of we have to learn. And if you don't fucking learn, there's a possibility that you got to do it all over again, because I definitely think that that's a part of it as well.
But I think there's more to it than that. I think that if we're going to go with the archaics model of 2178 being the absolute collapse at the end of the Nemesis simulation, which we're currently in, and at the end of that it loops around and goes back to Genesis, I think the worst of society, like the really satanic motherfuckers in society, they're the ones that are going to go through that and be, but like they're going to survive the cataclysm and then be in a Genesis style reset, naked in the Garden of Eden with
the reset's
nothing, no
track.
Infrastructure, nothing.
Yeah,
and they're going to, and because they've been programmed so much how to not grow food, not hunt, or anything like that, they're going to just die.
I want to have a word with that grow food groovy guy. I like him.
Grow food groovy.
Yeah, he'd done a rap earlier to grow in his tea.
Oh, what? We played him tonight?
Yeah, man.
Oh, Inspector Veg.
Inspector Veg, yeah.
What did you call him?
What did you call him? Grow food. What?
Can't remember.
I'm going to listen to that. We're going to have to go back and listen to that.
Get rewind on that. That's a new name for Inspector Veg.
We call him Inspector Carrot, like as a little jest.
Yeah, I like him.
No, he's great, isn't he?
I'm going to word him up.
It wouldn't be a Rise Above event if Inspector Veg wasn't there, and that's just a little quick reminder for everyone.
He'll be running around with his shoes off.
Yeah, tickets, you can get the QR code here, and the link is in the description. It's Bank Holiday Weekender in August. Martin is just one of the guests, along with Inspector Veg. Right, so back to this satanic clown world that we are facing. We already mentioned that this Katy Perry scenario involved a very, very phallic rocket. You really
I can
don't
do
get
that.
any more phallic than this.
Put a whole condom over my head.
Did you say you can do that?
Yeah, I used to do it as a party trick and then blow like that, and the whole thing, and it just go bigger and bigger and bigger and freak everyone out. It's funny as fuck.
I've seen it done. It's quite impressive, to be honest.
And then it bangs.
Yeah.
But it's not very nice because it's got all that greasy shit on it. It's horrible.
Yeah, your face is covered in cheap Chinese lubricant. Not very good.
Yeah, I bet they're dangerous, them things. Anyway, condoms, I bet there's some nasty things going on with them. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it's all there to poison us. So obviously someone has added a condom not only to Jeff Bezos's head, but also the Blue Origin rocket here, because, you know, all through the mainstream media, the most mainstream sources were commenting that this rocket looks like a dick.
Yeah, it should couple up with Virgin Atlantic. Don't you think?
yeah, fantastic. So this is the picture on the badge that if you turn it upside down is Baphomet, and as we mentioned a minute ago, this spaceship here looks nothing like this dildo. Jeff Bezos Blue Origin.
Yeah, all right.
See what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a picture of the spaceship, this Blue Origin. Well, that's not what it looks like. It looks like a dildo, not an upside down Baphomet. So there's no excuse. They can't say, "Oh, you stupid conspiracy theorist, you've turned a picture of our rocket upside down and made it look like something it's not." That's not a picture of your rocket.
No, it's Baphomet.
Your rocket looks like this, bruv. Look, there you go.
As I noticed, there's a star above it. I wonder if that's the North Star.
Maybe it's Polaris.
That'd be a Jewish star, mate.
Yes, it's part of their message.
Yeah.
It's all thought out. Everything's thought out. Even logos for cars and advertising. It's all got elements of it in there.
No one could tell me Jeff Bezos isn't a cuboid.
No.
I thought it was Moby.
You thought that was Moby?
It does look like Moby.
No, that
does
is,
look like Moby.
That is
Moby
Bezos.
Boss.
That is Bezos.
Yeah,
So here we have a comparison of a SpaceX capsule scorched after atmospheric re-entry compared to the Blue Origin.
Oh, Michael, yeah, but we have slightly discussed this, but you should have got a comparison of like one of these like dolled up glamour bitches' faces, and then that Habsburg bitch that came out from space, like who actually went to allegedly real space. Yeah,
The one with the Habsburg jaw, Martin.
Yeah. It's a Habsburg, mate. There's no two ways about it.
You know what, Martin? Now that you've said this Blue Origin thing here, let me make it full screen. Now that you've said that this is inflatable, I can't unsee it because
it looks it.
It looks. Do you know what it looks like? You know, you get those paddle boards, which are like those big surfboards that people stand up on. They're really quite rigid and hard, but they're actually inflatable.
Yeah, they're rigid, inflatable, same as a rib. It's the same structure.
Doesn't look big enough for all them women either. Well, women /
Right.
whatever.
So let's look at the picture of that, and now let's watch a video from allegedly
Got
inside
it?
that capsule strap.
1, 2, 3, take up space!
Tamir's in space.
It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye. You look.
Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn.
Flynn, can I get him?
Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon.
That's amazing. Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It looks like her hair was blown in the wind. Then it's like
it looks a lot bigger.
Maybe the other one farted.
Let's just get a little miniature rewind there, right? Because I want to go back to where it says, "Look at the moon." Look. Oh, look at the seconds I stopped.
Moon, you guys.
You know what?
I will have to.
Right.
Ridiculous. It's a fucking dot.
The moon looks tiny, does it not, Martin?
Yeah, she's being a silly cow. What would happen if you want to go for a pee before the launch? You can't get them outfits off. They're like proper, like you got to peel them on up to the neck. Have you noticed?
Yeah, they're literally skin tight.
They're literally skin tight. It's ridiculous.
Second skin.
Like them frigging yoga pants.
In your skin tight.
I have seen someone do work out where the position of the moon should be at the time of this launch.
Well, I'm convinced. I think it's a globe now. Look, guys. Yeah, I'm totally convinced. Yeah, Katy Perry.
Bit murky though, isn't it, Martin?
No, she gives you credibility. Katy Perry, though, you know? Everyone loves
Look
her.
at the moon.
Let's finish it off.
That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Wow. That's our pink moon. Okay. Now it's time to look out.
Fuck, you know. She's doing a little Illuminati sign there, and guys upside down. Did you check?
Yeah.
That?
And look, you got the Ukraine. You got the Ukraine flag there.
Oh fucking! Look, she's doing the old triangleage there. Katie upside down. Oh, is that a love heart?
It's a love heart. Look, you got Ukraine here.
I think you can't say it's Ukraine when it's the Bahamas.
It doesn't matter.
flag.
It's the Ukraine colours. It's all mind control. It's all bullshit.
I see what they're
fake
doing
and gay.
Apparently, it's a
The
daisy.
Bahamas probably doesn't even exist.
Daisy's because the daughter's called Daisy. Apparently, I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, what the
That's-
Daisy?
Yeah, that's
what's
what
her
I
name
heard
was
as well.
holding up.
She's married to Orlando Bloom.
And the other day when we broke this down on our Peasantron, the butterfly that Katy Perry holds up, I said that I couldn't read the writing. I couldn't find a video or a picture where you could identify the writing, but apparently it was all the list of the songs on her new album. So it was like a shameless plug.
What's a new album called? Like Monarch or something?
I don't know. But
Did you ever see that film in North Korea when they went there and the North Korean dictator was into Katy Perry? He loved that fireworks song.
Oh, is it the one where they were trying to assassinate him with the handshake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
a good
Josh
film. That's
Josh
really good.
Steph Rogen. Yeah.
Yes. What was it called? The Correspondent or something like that.
Can't remember the interview or something.
The interview, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's really funny, actually.
It is. And he was into Katy Perry. He had them all singing fireworks in the tank. Yeah.
Yeah, because they got really friendly with King Jong.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
King John Un.
Yeah, it's classic. That was
Good, really good film that is.
So who's it? Now, is this the one that knows Orphan Winfrey? Interesting name, isn't it? Orphan Winfrey.
Orphan
Buy
Winfrey.
one get one free.
Wait a minute. Orphan Winfrey.
Yeah, think about it.
Comes to the orphan raffle, you might win one for free.
She is tight with Hillary Clinton, and we all know they love Haiti.
She was mates with that John of God guy who was literally sent to prison for like 4 lifetimes for baby farming.
I think whoever this bitch is, the one who's like in with Oprah Winfrey, I think that's her like gay mistress, lesbian lover.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Apparently she was crying because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, she did win an Oscar for The Colour Purple, so she is an actress. So
this one is just spazzing upside down. This is not looking at the console.
Listen, that ain't. How come they're not sexy and they're female? What's going on, guys? I don't even get it. You know.
Are you saying they're all inverts?
I'm saying there's something in my inner Martin gaydar is telling me not to lust on them.
They're just retards, mate. They're just retards.
Look,
like,
if they were
I couldn't be attracted to a retard.
Well, that's what it is. Well, that's actually true as well. So in the Rona, I bet if they put these in an empty room together, they would just have been their ears bumping into one another, like boom.
Check this out. Check this out. Then this is a legitimate fact. 2 of these, I forget the names. 2 of them flew to Dubai prior to this space excursion and tested their hairspray at 0 gravity in some machine, some simulator thing.
No way.
They tested their hair, like the hairstyle they were going to have. They went to Dubai, 2 of them, and made sure it was going to look the same at 0 gravity.
But by that, you really mean the ecstasy, don't you?
Yeah. But that's actually a fact. I forget which one.
All right, fair enough. Well,
yeah. But that's how vain this shit is.
Wow.
I wouldn't risk doing ecstasy in Dubai. Apparently, that woman is Oprah's Orphan Winfrey's girlfriend, according to Kathy.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah, but Oprah Winfrey swears she's not gay. She says it's come out multiple times. She says, "No, I'm not gay. I'm not a fag."
And Michael's not Michael. I don't get.
You're looking for the Michael button.
Wait.
Too late.
Oh, Michael.
Right, let's finish this. Let's finish this video.
Oh, young man.
So earlier on, you were suggesting that they're actually in a simulator, and that is basically like a screen.
Yeah.
On those windows.
Yeah.
I'm down with this theory. This is what I was thinking
there
about
was
as well.
a program called Space Cadets out back in the 90s. And I'm sure that they're using exactly the same tech as they used in that show from years ago. It was with Johnny Vaughan. It was a reality show where they conned a load of people that they were going into space. And they took them into the front bit and they showed them exactly that. And that was in the 90s, guys. These people were supposed to be falling for it. And then they brought them back to Earth. And then it's like, voila, you've been on reality telly. It was called Space Cadets back in the 90s. They were doing it then in a TV show. I think they can do it now for, faking space. Well, they haven't, have they? Because no one is actually believing it because it's all just too ridiculous. This is just silly. This is.
It is silly.
Silly.
Let me say let me ask you one thing and make a statement at the same time. I said to Andy PG when we analysed this on Patreon that to me, these women in inverted commas here, when they're doing weightless and the way their hair is moving actually looks real compared to NASA.
Yeah.
Because it looks to me like they are, like you say, they can go up in this special plane and they nosedive, so you get like 30 seconds of weightlessness.
Yeah.
So
which we've been able to do for like 5, 6, 10 years.
Yeah.
A long time.
You can pay to do it. You can pay to do it. It's been going on for years. I'm totally down with the analysis that they were dropped from a high level and were experiencing weightlessness, because one thing you notice, their hair wasn't all standing up like that, like the NASA women with the hairspray.
So, Michael, do you think they went slightly further than the Red Bull dude?
I wouldn't like to. All I know is
because if he free fall, like he did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not a physicist, but I think he went to the very pinnacle of where there was gravity so that he could free fall. Maybe they went above that, then went down to it, then started free falling.
No. I'm saying that they were free falling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he was free falling, but he went up to where you start to free fall. These guys went up, floated about for a little bit. That's when they got the weightlessness.
He went anywhere near the Kármán line. He might have gone like halfway, like 30 miles up or something like that.
I don't buy any of it.
I thought that the Red Bull dude went up to where the
Felix Baumgartner.
Where the
That's it, Martin. Felix, yeah.
Where the limit is, or where you can just jump out and like fall down. Whereas these guys might have gone a little bit above that line, floated about, got the little selfies, videos.
Well, if you believe what they're telling us, I reckon that they have gone higher than Felix Baumgartner or whatever. What did you call him?
Baumgartner, we'll call him that. Baumgartner. There you go.
Felix Baumgartner.
We'll take it.
Have you noticed though, right? This is I don't think they're free falling because basically, as the parachutes got, they probably just splatted floor like an elevator shaft, an elevator going plummeting. But I noticed years ago with the old gravity thing, you think that it would be like, it would gradually turn up from, zero, the 0G, but it's not. It's a fucking switch. It's like 1 minute there's weight, next minute, next second, weightlessness. It happens like switch on, switch off, gravity on, gravity off, with all of them. That makes no sense to me, see, because there must be dozens of miles between these spaces or even more before this apparent gravity, and, non-gravitational effect takes effect, which I don't even think is happening, guys. I know parabola's happening, vomit comet, but to get what they get, in free fall, I can see that being a highly dangerous maneuver. Really, they'd have to be strapped into the chairs. Can you imagine the free fall velocity? They'd be stuck to the ceiling.
Correct me if I'm wrong as well.
Yeah, right.
Don't the pilots that go into space, that then the pilots, which will then be flying for years and years, then go on to be astronauts, the training, don't they have like years of training of like G-force and stuff like that?
No, they have
these chicks have not done a hard graft in their life. They're not used to any strain on their body like that. Like they're not used to that.
They had no training.
They should be puking all over the place and like their fucking intestines feel like they're coming out of their mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it true?
There's no way.
Is it true? It's an 11-minute journey.
11 minutes, and she comes out like something really important happened. She puts a daisy to the sky, not top at all, and then kisses the deck.
Mate, when I was younger, I went on some fairly high-level like theme park rides in America when I was young, and I come off of some of them like pretty fucked, like shaken up. There's no way I'd just come off like kiss the ground. Like, no way. I'm saying no. And I've got more balls than Katy Perry. Well, we don't know that for sure.
No sickness in any way.
Do you know what I'm getting at though? Yeah. Like, I think I would be able to withstand more physical toll on my body than somebody like Katy Perry or Lauren Sanchez.
Yeah, because they're not used to physical toll at all.
No, at all.
But anyway, let's check out this meme. Or it's not a meme. It's a headline from the Babylon Bee.
I'm a snowboarder and shit as well. And wakeboard. Like I like adrenaline. That's like I'm into it. I do it like frequently. Like the adrenaline that you would get from that full. Like these girls be puking all over.
Yeah,
the
you come
place.
off looking all messed up and everything.
You know, like you're a mariner, yeah. You go on boats all the time. You know what you like when you're fucking nailing it on a fast boat when it's a bit choppy. You're like bouncing all over the place.
You're
like, yeah. Like there's no way that you just come off prim and proper, kissing the ground.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it.
I'm an astronaut, exclaims Katy Perry during a ride on the Disneyland Astro Orbiter. I thought that was quite good. The funny thing is, the Babylon Bee is obviously, I always point this out, it's like obviously a spoof, but the way it encapsulates sort of what everyone's thinking is like this is the zeitgeist. That's summing it up. That's what everyone thinks of this. It's like no one, even people that are well into space and stuff,
I think it's ridiculous.
They must be looking at this and thinking, this is ridiculous. Why is this being celebrated?
What they've done is
space.
They've de-professionalised space.
They've basically WWF'd.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, they've turned space into like wrestling.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, they've Willy Wonka'd space. Right. So here is another one. Now, don't get too carried away with this. Faker than the moon landing. Conspiracy theorists spot fake hand on Blue Origin capsule. Mm-hmm. Notice the numbers on the capsule. Someone is lying. I wonder who it could be. Maybe it's one of using the 2017 mannequin test flight photo and claiming it's from a recent launch. Now, I believe the numbers on the capsule... Oh, they're saying it's got a 3 there.
And then a 4 there.
And a 4 there. But
then you've got the mannequin...
Hold on. Let's look at that number 4. That number 4 looks a bit dodgy. That doesn't even look like it's properly on there.
No.
Look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't go with that, really.
But
interesting.
All I'm saying is there is some dispute over whether this photo that clearly has a mannequin.
Yeah, but you think they would have had to do tests?
Yeah.
Before they put a peasant in there, and I think
these
days, I think the level of financier from someone like Jeff Bezos, they would have these wouldn't be just like crash test dummies. These would have like tests which would equate to like nerve damage or organ damage, or like the G-force, the damage it would have on your
ballistic dummy.
Yeah,
all
of
the
it,
organs
which would test all your shit. I think this is not a valid case to say the whole thing was fake, because this might have been a picture from when they just did a test.
No, exactly.
They did do a test earlier. They did do one.
But like, I think the amount. I think they would have done more than one personally. But I think for them to claim that this is any kind of evidence that it was fake is not invalid to me. I'm not buying that at all, because fuck me if I was. Think of the insurance cost. He's sending 6 peasant women who were just retards.
Yeah, but they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, precisely. Do you think the insurance, they would have had to probably do 33 tests with mannequins in before they even...
Imagine the combined life insurance on all the people in there. One of them was Jeff Bezos' wife.
Yeah, man. There's no way they wouldn't have done like so many tests with mannequins and shit.
I'm just bringing
this up. And then they would have
up.
probably put a few of their engineers in there and gone like halfway up or a third of the way up. Like just
Yeah, but maybe we're overthinking it, because they didn't really go to space, did they? That's the thing.
Well, maybe the whole thing was fake. Yeah, well, the whole thing was bullshit. But
I'm talking about even by the official story, because the headlines in the mainstream media might be like, yeah, they've gone to space, but no one that's into astrophysics or astronomy or NASA
said they went to space.
No, they're like, no, they didn't. They literally just sent.
But I think it like from an insurance point of view, if you're going to insure someone to do all this shit, like to go that high in the sky.
Oh yeah, sure. Even for these women to go skydiving all together in one go would be an insurance nightmare because of their combined their combined net worth
and their combined retardivity.
It would be hundreds of millions, because you're talking about Jeff Bezos' wife.
Talking about hundreds of millions.
Shout out to Sheep Farm in the chat there.
Oh, look at that! Big up Sheep Farm.
Yeah, they're there.
Lance, talking of hundreds of millions, they missed out on an unbelievable advertising opportunity. They could have stuck adverts or sold adverts on that rocket or capsule that would have made billions.
Oh no, yeah. Well, funny you should say that, because the black lady, what's her name, Gail? I think she's also a newsreader. There's a court case going on where she's getting done for conflict of interest, because she was streaming it all on her mainstream media news station, and there was like, this is a private enterprise. Who paid for that? And you've just given all this mainstream media coverage to a private company, which is Jeff Bezos, which is Amazon.
Hang on, she's streaming live from up there.
Well, every part of it that they could. Because
the Schwab towers reach up there, do they? They're doing that.
Well, yeah, because they haven't really gone to space. They haven't really gone that far. If you think about it, I mean, I don't know how far up the signal goes, but
my phone signal drops out when I go on a flight.
If you have a satellite phone.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it.
Or use the internet. Think about a plane. You can get the Wi-Fi on a plane, and you can WhatsApp someone on a plane.
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, there's because they've WWF'd it. There are these new sort of like implications, like, well, these people are like newsreaders, actors, and just millionaires, and they've gone on a private space expedition. Who's paid for that? And look at all the free, yeah, it's a new game.
It is, and we got a new Katy Perry song to look forward to.
Oh yeah, she's got a new album, hasn't she?
Well, no, it'll be space related. Her next record to be #1, space related, and then they'll market the shit out of this. They'll milk it for a bit. They'll chuck Madonna up there next. That'll be a good one. Yeah, but won't all that stuff in her face and the silicone all that explode when she goes up there? What will happen to Madonna's face?
It can't be good.
I've actually got. Can I? You keep talking to mine. I've got a funny here. I'm going to send to you.
Okay.
Live.
Go on. What are you going to send?
No. You go on. Just keep talking to mine.
All right. So I thought this was quite good. Like Australia's idea of
that breakdancing.
A breakdancer.
Yeah, it is on par with that, though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, absolutely on par. Absolutely on par.
God, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about the hair earlier on, and the comparison between this sort of like Habsburg jaw evil space witch. stuck in well, not in solitude, with this guy here who always looks like he's hanging upside down. See how it looks like all of the
because he looks like he's hanging upside down.
Yeah, because he is.
He looks like he's inflated.
First time I've seen that was on Parental and the Magicians when they did an entire sketch and then they panned out and they were upside down. I was like, that's so what they could be doing. It's not only that, they do different stuff, but that is one tactic they use.
I've got a great video here which Lance is just putting up on the screen, Martin. I don't know if you've seen this.
I'm not going to be able to share the audio.
Oh, mate, that's the best bit. You have to.
I can't because it's going to create an echo.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, you can't just take it off screen.
All right, sorry.
You can't do it. Why can't we do that? We do that all the time.
Yeah, because we download the videos and we load them into this screen.
Okay.
If I share the audio from this screen, it will create an echo because we have a guest.
Okay.
If we don't have a guest, it's all right.
Can we put mine in the green room briefly?
You could. Or I could
just mute.
Just mute Martin.
I could just mute Martin, but let me just unshare the screen first. So
mute Martin for a sec. This is valid and it's funny as well.
All right,
it's quite funny.
I'll just click that. And now if I just mute Martin.
So this is satire. This is from a comedian, Becky S. Share this to me.
I just got rid of Facebook. Hold on a second.
This is Alex Stein, so it's a Jew.
Oh,
yeah, it's another Jew. It seems to be the theme of recent.
Obviously, we want the viewers to.
Yeah. Make sure you play it from the start.
Yeah. Wait a sec.
Careful, Michael.
How do I go back? I'll reload the page. And
yeah, here we go.
I need to unmute Facebook as well. However,
goes in space.
Start again.
The moon, you guys.
There we go. Right, we can play now.
Oh my God!
Lars, what are you doing?
Mate, this is not.
What are you doing?
This is not easy
to
control.
Messenger. Back to Messenger.
This is not easy
Back
to control. I'm really sorry.
There we go.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Because I have to click this little button to unmute it. It's a real pain in the arse.
Right.
Because if you turn on the TV, all I'm seeing is a bunch of bimbos in space.
The moon, you guys. I have to tell you, look at the moon.
That's right. They're sending Lauren Sanchez and Oprah Winfrey's, I don't even know what, Oprah Winfrey's lesbian lover, I guess, to space. And I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. It's a waste of resources. Me flying, I'm in the aerospace industry, and I don't want to try to land my plane and worry about, running into some woman with, silicone breasts or something like that. I mean, listen, are they sending them up to space to try to test the effects of Ozempic on what it does to you in a zero gravity environment? I don't know, but I know that it looks fake, and I'm not saying the Earth is flat, but I'll tell you this much, that originally we went to the moon. It was done by a bunch of Nazis, a guy by the name of Werner von Braun, who was brought over during a thing called Operation Paperclip.
Is he really there?
So I don't want to go to space with a bunch of bimbos and Nazis when we got a bunch of problems here in America, especially in Grapevine, that we need solved. I'm a little frustrated because if you turn on the TV...
Wow.
That's a clip. Bring Martin back in.
All right, sorry. Right, let me just... I need to unshare this screen before I bring Martin back in. Take the audio off. Okay.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
Martin is now unmuted.
that was worth the fucking round there.
No, that was nice.
Nathan Hamblin saying in the chat he's a shill too. Yes, I did mention he was Jewish before I even put the clip on. Right, so yes, we know that.
And
Thank you very much.
Disclaimer at the start.
I did give a disclaimer. We all know he's a shill. His name is Stein at the end. I think we all know where this is going.
Right. Okay. We're not doing a full length show tonight, so let's just wrap it up with a couple of other clown world topics while we've got Martin here on the panel. 50 Cent made a post. Fuck today, man.
No.
The Knicks lost, the Pope died, and Kanye told us he sucked his cousin's dick for 8 years. I'm going to bed early. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. So we are only going to address one of these topics, and it's not going to be Kanye sucking his cousin's dick. Kanye.
Nice, Martin. Nice.
Nice. I like that. Come on. Where's this? Can you see the screen? See, it's disappeared here.
Whoa.
That's really weird. Can everyone still see the screen share? Can you let me know because it's disappeared on my screen?
In that, put that on mainstream screen. Get rid of us.
Yeah, I'm
See
trying.
if that'll change the view.
Right, I'm going to just replace the screen
We
again.
seem to have an issue here, guys, with Kanye.
He looks like a fat Kevin Hart, doesn't he?
He does there, yeah.
Right, well, if Martin can see it, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't actually look like Kanye.
Right, so the Pope.
Yeah, how come he's gone manky already? He's only been dead a day. Look at his face, he's all manky.
Yeah, it also looks kind of bruised. I just need to. Sorry, I need to sort this screen share thing out. We've got.
Drained the last bit of adrenochrome out of him.
That's better.
That he was still running on.
Right.
I wonder if there's anything going on with that smoke test they do when they got a new pope, if they're actually smoking in there or something.
It's funny though. Look at the dude behind him with the spear. Looks like he's fucking dressed as a clown.
No man, don't say that. The Swiss guy had to come and kick a door in like the fucking
Actual
Mossad.
clown.
Make
I'm just saying the dude is dressed like an actual
No,
clown.
well, that's the weird
I'm
thing.
not saying he's not hardcore. I'm just saying the dude looks funny.
He's like Rambo. That fucking.
Is he now? Is he?
He might be a pussy. I don't know, bro. I'm just going on what they say.
He looks about in his fucking 60s.
I reckon you would have
I
to
wouldn't
be a
laugh
bit
at
of
a
a,
Swiss
bit
guy.
of a
No, I'm
Rambo.
not sure he'd outrun
He looks
me.
evil. I seen him in Rome, man, and they do look comical. They got like fluffy little tights on and stuff. But I set my mouth in. I ain't gonna laugh at you.
I'm not saying the English ones, the beef eaters, don't look retarded as well with that big.
Well, what
fluffy
about
hat.
fucking Morris dancing? What a fucking stupid thing to do.
Yeah, all of it.
Right, right. There's also there's this video that's come about, and I'm straight up. I don't know if this video is legitimate, but check this out. This is
the internet, so it's everything's pinch yourself.
Right, here we go. Oh, I need to
saw
go.
this.
I've seen him bashing on people yesterday. He was horrible in a video yesterday. I see.
I'm going to take us through this screen by screen. They're saying
frame by frame.
They're saying that this is from frame by frame. Sorry, they're saying that this is from the Pope's last appearance in public.
What's the matter with his face? He looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Keep your eye on the hands.
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. Watch the hands, Martin. Watch this.
Okay. This is a holographic construct.
So see, his hand is going down. His right hand is going down.
Yeah.
Do you see the problem?
He's got too many fingers.
He's got too many fucking hands.
It looks like he's got 3 hands.
Yeah, all right.
And 3 arms.
I'm telling you
AI
now.
then, isn't it?
This is AI, yeah.
This is a holographic construct.
All right, well, Bubble, that is fucked up, yeah. All right.
But the issue is, well, it's not an issue. The data point is that, do you remember the video, Martin? We shared it on our Patreon last week. Do you remember the holographic Pope in the window? A couple of years back?
In 2020.
I'm going to get it up. I'm going to get it up on YouTube.
I'm just going to play it one more time and obviously watch the hands. There's just too many hands there. It's like he's got a fake arm.
Oh my God! There's one on his lap. He's got 3 hands.
That's what I mean, mate.
Yeah.
Shit, that's weird. And I noticed as well, you know that Bezos, right? Yeah.
Right.
Did you notice when he was looking up at the rocket, he's hired some little guy to stand behind him and hold his neck for him? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
so there's some guy behind him and he's pinching his neck the whole time, like he's hired him because I get a crick neck if I looked up. Yeah? And the guy is just standing behind him, a little guy, just out of frame. The weirdest thing.
Very weird.
Lance, hit this up on Facebook. I'm sending it to you from yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
This is the video of the holographic Pope in the window.
We don't need any audio for this, do
No.
we?
It's
Right,
just a visual. I'm not sure you'll remember this, Martin, from a couple of years ago.
It was actually from. It's from 2020. Are you sure this is the right one?
It's called The Pope as a Hologram.
Oh, right, but this is not him.
I don't know. Just scroll through it. Scroll through it. It's
Okay.
2 minutes long.
All right,
it should have the window view.
I'll just go back to the screen share.
I'll just get a backup ready to go in
All
case
right.
it isn't the right one. But it's titled The Pope. Oh, maybe this is another one. Maybe
This
we're
is
going to
not
find
the
another
same
one.
one.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Here you go. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This is it. This is it. Check this out, Martin. Seen this video?
Yeah, and the paper window.
Yeah. And when he turns away, it just disappears.
Ooh.
And then we've got this Pope. That's not Pope Francis, is it?
Yeah, this Pope Francis.
It is Francis. So maybe Pope Francis wasn't even a real peasant. Maybe the
And
whole
they just
thing
put
was-
him out a holographic one on.
Well,
the,
maybe look at his
on
hands in the
cassette
wheelchair,
tape.
which was allegedly his last appearance. Like it's not looking good, is it?
This is a holographic construct.
Thank you, Jason.
So yeah, that's like Exhibit B. I mean, what I'm going to say with this one is there is no question that this is AI. That's why there's too many hands there. But the only question is was this really given out by the Vatican as an official?
Well, this is it,
thing with
isn't
the
it?
Pope?
Yeah.
But no, it would be very hard to trace that.
And I do believe that the hologram one, there's multiple shots of that from video cameras as well as
no,
phones and there's
the hologram
loads of-
Pope. I saw it happen on live TV.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the thing. That's legit. Whereas this clip we're showing now, like Lance said, the disclaimer before anyone moans in the comments after the show, that we're not sure if this is real or not.
His last words were apparently, "Oh boy, oh boy."
Right, Pope Francis coffin to be closed by disgraced Cardinal Roger Michael Mahoney, who covered up child sex abuse scandal. They don't even try to hide their demonry. This is the post from Joe Ward, who
I'd like
contributes to the show.
I'd like to point out from a occult point of view that the colours of Saturn, the death colours, are black and red. Everyone's draped in black and red here.
Yep.
And they're also wearing a little hat. Catholics. Yeah.
And as you see here,
They're
the
compromised.
the Pope going up the stairs towards Jimmy Savile in heaven, according to this picture.
Now then, young man.
Crazy times. And obviously...
Maybe he wants the Jim will fix it badge.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Unbelievable.
He deserves one. And obviously, on the same day or the same weekend that the Pope died, when he died on like Easter Monday, Klaus Schwab, at 88, which is the same age as the Pope, stepped down, and this guy stepped in.
What the fuck? What's the matter with it anyway?
Sorry?
What is it?
What do you mean, what is it?
What's the matter with his face? It's all fucked up. There's something going on with it.
Well, he's clearly a dark occult social engineer puppet.
I can't remember what they said, why his eye was like that.
He's got a crony eye.
It was a period where his eye looked like that. It's not like that.
It looks
now.
like his eyes having a period.
Yeah.
So I
Not
really
good.
bad conjunctivitis or demonic possession, wasn't it?
yeah, maybe both.
So he's replacing Klaus Schwab, is he?
Yeah.
Do you know who this guy is, Martin?
No, I've never seen him before.
So this guy is the dude, Peter Brawek-Lethmethe. I can't pronounce his name properly. So this was the guy who worked for Nestle for over 20 years.
Oh,
and
he's
he was the
Swiss.
one who famously said that human beings do not have a right to access water.
That's nice.
Nice guy, actually. Nice guy.
So why did Klaus Schwab pack his job in there?
Well, if you say a statement like that, human beings don't have a right to access free water. Why wouldn't you appoint him head of the WEF?
Well, he deserves the job more than Klaus, just because he's got like better
Don't you
statement.
think that's a prominent resume? Something to have
nice
on your
criteria,
resume.
isn't it? Hey, humans.
I think, well, from what I've gathered, Lord Schwab has actually stepped down due to some disagreements in visions and stuff like that. And I've even got a slide for it in a minute. There's some sort of investigation into him about his appropriation of funds.
Oh, I thought we were going to have nothing and own nothing.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was stealing everything. So that's why we're going to have nothing. So yeah, here's the new guy. Humans have no right to access free water. Cheers,
Good
mate.
God.
Here's a picture of some other likely characters who have
I've
also
viewed
been
this
seen
is to
with this
do with
eye.
the Chrome, though, you know? Adrenochrome.
Oh, really? Okay. What?
Yeah.
Like
That's why I said, but as a joke, like
it blows the one eye out
Adrenochrome.
when I'm a rapid use.
Right. Okay.
Gets bloodshot eye.
Do you not know about this?
It would make sense. I've
Yes,
heard this theory. Yeah, it would make sense.
There's images of Prince Philip and stuff like that, like with all that shit.
If adrenochrome is real, these guys would definitely be caning it.
Well,
Wouldn't they?
I got an
directly
image,
in the face.
I was going to share tomorrow. You know the film Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Well, you know they're all drinking Moloko milk.
Right.
Well, if you go to the Moloko bar where they're drinking Moloko milk, which is a highly psychedelic compound, it says on the wall, Moloko adrenochrome. That's what they're drinking.
Oh, right, yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
Do you remember, Martin, do you remember the film from the 90s, Death Becomes Her?
Yeah, of course. Meryl Streep.
Yeah, that's about adrenochrome.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen you brought that up before. The whole film is it?
Yeah, the whole film's about adrenochrome. The magic potion, the anti-aging additive.
Yeah, because it's blatantly a secret society that
Yeah.
is dishing it out, isn't it?
It's all about adrenochrome.
Well, that's what yeah. But I've seen a lot of them.
Same as the kids movie, the kids films, Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
where they scare kids and then bottle the scare. Like,
I've seen a horrible film recently. I think it was a sequel to The Shining or something. It's called not Doctor Strange. I can't remember, but they had these witches on there, and they were literally sucking the souls or the energy or the life force out of their victims. And it was like an analogy for what they're doing with the chrome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Check out this meme that Bazman has made live
Robopop
during the show. This is amazing. So
during the show.
Yeah, this has been made
we
live.
got this in live time. We got it about an hour
I
ago.
got a live action figure made for me today, and I got a live action man.
We get them fairly often
Nice.
actually in real time. We get memes sent to us in real time.
Big shout out to Bazman. That's really, really nice work. Right, so yeah, and he also made this one today. This is the new guy that's taken over from Klaus Schwab, Terminator 33.
Robo Schwab.
See it better like that. I'll just get rid of the overlay. Yeah, Terminator 33, Rise of the Coviot. Water is not a peasant right.
A peasant Reich.
Reich. Very good. Very good. So, yeah, that's not very good at all. Oh, here it is. World Economic Forum opens new probe into founder Klaus Schwab. This is from April 22nd.
Oh, I pity the peasant who has to probe Schwab.
I mean, well, it's about time somebody
it's about time
penetrated
somebody
his cabinet instead of the other way around.
That's it. Yes, Mike, where's the explosion button? Get that cabinet penetrated.
Look what JD7
better
says.
than kissing the Pope's ring.
Come on, Lance and Andy.
Right here, right now, is where we draw the line.
Saying, come on, Lance and Andy, you were harvesting adrenochrome with those bar prices down in Bournemouth.
Fuck off, JD, mate. We ain't got nothing to do with the bar prices those peasants were charging.
A hotel celebrity, that was well cheap for Bournemouth. £4.50 for a pint.
You want to go down the road, mate, you charge me £6.50 for a pint of gone off Carlsberg.
Fair dues.
Mate, I love going up north when I do shows. I'm going up, well, not north tomorrow, Wolverhampton, but I have been going up north a lot recently. And it's
before
like
my Ramesh
£3.50 a pint. I was like, whoa.
Before my Ramesh wife, Becky S, moved down here south, right, I used to go up there. And when I remember, I went up mushroom picking one day when she was tattooing. And I went out and I found a pub in the middle of butt nowhere when I was mushroom picking. And I paid £3.70 for a pint.
Yeah.
Like, that would be literally like 6, 7
Bro,
quid.
it's cheaper than that, yeah.
Down
My
here.
local pub's 80s prices. It's less than
literally
£3
half
for a pint.
price, yeah.
80s prices.
Yeah, it's less than £3 a pint in my local pub.
They are still out
Holy
there. If you
shit.
look for them, this is a tiny little pub. I rocked in there, and like there was about 3 old men at the bar. Obviously, looked like they'd been
I
there.
bet they were pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, they've been there like for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right, what's going on next? Oh yeah, so we had like a Trump moment in this country.
Yep,
didn't
we
we
did.
last week?
That's because he said he was going to like do a deal on the levies if they just fucks off with all that. So that's why they're backtracking.
So he obviously declared that there are only two genders, but we had a Supreme Court ruling that a woman is a biological woman who's born a woman. So we didn't need to define
Based
the
on
other one.
biology.
Yeah, you know this.
It was a great expenditure of the taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
well, we're like the
probably
truth
cost
version.
£33 million.
We're like the truther version of I Got News for You.
yeah, that's a good call. Actually, I like that. And Elon Musk made this post. Number of genders in between 4000 and 4 BC. I don't know why he's so precise. Maybe that's when he became a Sumerian tech lord. Up until 2020 AD, the number of genders was 2. In between the the years of 2021 and 2024, the numbers of genders was 73.
Yeah, man. Did you hear the list? Aquagender.
Oh, demi, hypnogender.
Yeah, hypnogender.
Hypnosexual.
The problem is you're a fucking retard.
Absolutely. But now in present day, we're back down to 2, and we've had like executive orders and Supreme Court rulings to get there. I'm just pointing out the clownery of this. This is quite.
You're a little punk, bitch, insecure, button-dicked little boy.
Thank you, Mark Passio.
Thanks, Mark Passio. I thought this was very interesting, and we will sort of wrap it up with this one because we're going to end at past. Have you heard, Martin, that there has been genetic experiments that have been successful, and they have raised the direwolf, which is like a bigger, more dangerous wolf that's been extinct for about 10, 15,000 years.
Promoted in Game of Thrones.
Promoted in Game of Thrones, absolutely. They have raised some direwolves in America. They have the cubs, they're alive, and they used like the DNA of an existing wolf. Almost 400 people tuned in.
399 peasants.
It just
jumped to 434 peasants.
Was it DNA preserved in a permafrost, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally straight out of Jurassic Park.
See, I thought about this today. I thought about, because I've been looking into ancient Egypt, and I thought about if they had the technology to reactivate the DNA of, say, a pharaoh, even, if they made it born again, like from a baby up, like what kind of person would it be?
Well, if they're doing it with animals, I would argue that that's coming down the line.
Imagine this changing paradigm if you could get people from another time, what would they be like? Maybe they'd be just like, fucking awesome superpowers or something.
Or maybe the people that are in charge now have already been raised, like Enki Mus has been raised.
Someone in the comments is asking who has done this experiment. It's a company called Colossal Biosciences, and they gene edited grey wolf with ancient DNA they'd found fossilized somewhere or something like that. They created a genetically modified grey wolf that are claimed to resemble extinct dire wolves that have been criticised, but they've been criticised by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. A lot of people are saying that this is basically BS. That it's not a real direwolf. You've just taken a bit of direwolf DNA and you've pumped it into a grey wolf. I guess the proof's in the pudding when the wolf grows up and it's like fucking 5 foot tall.
The proof is when we get a saber-toothed tiger walking down the street.
Well, the funny thing you should say that is because the next thing they're going to do is the woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
which means they're probably already doing it right now.
Yeah.
Saber-toothed tiger, bring them all back. That should be fun for Clownwell, shouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be great, mate.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson will buy a saber-toothed tiger.
But anyway, this was quite a big talking point in Clownworld in the science community.
From the experts' lines.
In the experts. But at the same time, this really stupid headline was posted. Who tests pandemic response with Arctic mammoth pox outbreak?
Mammoth pox outbreak, guys.
So,
Wear your mask. Put your mask on.
So I just thought I'd point this out, that this came out in roughly within a week or two of the this direwolf story, which led to resurrecting the woolly mammoth. Now we have to worry about mammoth pox.
Oh, it's very petrifying, isn't it? Hey, guys, have you ever seen...
Petrifying, that's very good, Martin.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a bird with a cold, like sneezing and shit? Snotty.
I can't say I have.
Yeah, no, it's funny, isn't it?
Well, where are you going with this, Martin?
I think that's self-explanatory.
The bird flu, but I've never seen a bird with the flu.
No,
I've
mate,
seen
no.
a flu.
I've never seen a pig with flu either.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. With a snotty nose and just basically sneezing and shit. I just haven't seen that. I see birds every day. None of it. They all seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, they're doing absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Let me just get rid of that. Okay, so yeah, we're actually going to wrap it up there. I only plan to go for 2 hours tonight. I've got to drive up to Wolverhampton in a minute. I'm not looking forward to that.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a busy time for me, mate. I've got a big fight show tomorrow at the Hangar.
Fair enough.
And they've booked my hotel for tonight. Cheers for that one.
Ooh.
Right. So, Martin, I do want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome to see you again, Martin, mate.
And what can people look forward to when they get their ticket to come to the Rise Above Weekender in August? and Martin is on the stage and
in his wizard jacket.
In his wizard jacket with the mic. He's
Yeah.
got his USB stick, a full 128 gigs. What can people look forward to, mate?
Well, if I got my tinfoil hat on, things will be different. But what you can expect is a farty marty party. Okay, they're very special. Okay, just trust me, we'll have a good time. Okay, I bring the party. Okay, it's going to be awesome. Very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, we're really looking forward to it. So
And
yeah,
mind blows as well. Mind blows and laughs. That's what it'll be.
yeah, that's what we like. Mind blowing and laughs. All right, Martin, thank you very much for joining us, mate. And maybe soon we could come onto your channel and have a chat, introduce ourselves to your viewers, let them know from our point of view what they should expect at a Rise Above event if they don't know about us. So yeah, that'd be really cool, mate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, done deal. We'll do that. Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right, big up. So I think someone had one of your links in the chat. It's is it flatearthbritish.co.uk?
That's right.
That's my website. Martin Liedtke is where you find me on YouTube.
Yeah.
Liedtke.
Formerly Flat Earth British, but I believe that got taken down.
Yeah, that got
that was your original.
Yeah, I still got the Flat Earth British think tank channel. Sounds like.
All right, we'll make sure you check that out as well. Yeah, the links have been in there. You can scroll back in the chat. Martin, thank you again, mate, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, nice one.
Okay, much love, everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. There's loads of you there. See 400 odd was.
434 people currently in the chat.
Ooh, nice one. All right, then.
Stay flat, rise above.
Word to your nan.
Rise above, generate, rise above, distinguish fear, rise above.
I will end the show with a video of another one of our Rise Above events, just to give you a flavour of what our events are like. This was our first one, Raw Treat.
Schwab code for tickets on the screen, guys.
Yeah.
Swipe away.
Don't forget, there will be Rise Above next week, and we will be back live in 2 weeks with Human Vibration.
And catch us next Friday at Lakota in Bristol.
Yeah.
Me, Lance, and MC Charter for Incognito.
I will reply to all of your emails to let you know whether you made it onto the guest list. I'm sure most of you have, but keep sending the emails to riseabovelivestream@gmail.com if you do want to get on the guest list for next week at Lakota. Get your tickets for the Rise Above Weekender. And also, don't forget to sign up to Patreon, because that's how you get all of the content. 2 extra videos a week, only £3 a month. That's the best way to support Rise Above.
Let me tell you.
Word to your nan.
Unbelievable.
No, I don't want to cancel the stream. I'm going to play this video. Check out our first event.
Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract stillness, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract stillness, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract stillness, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Since day one we've been going in militant, not same, also different. Abstract stillness, no equivalent. A double L slow's omnipotent. May I suggest a lyric privilege? I got a bar that will tear through a chest and cause a massacre from my caliber. Your Kevlar can't protect. Anyway, back to the subject. Expose devilish acts to the public and talk topics they won't publish. Instigating cold wars like Sputnik. Observe you with a satellite view. Heard the cattle these parasites do. Worshipping the gods of our conquerors is a blinded acolyte view. Never the spineless remain reminded. They drink blood and sacrifice you. It's so misguided. Laws are provided to benefit the chosen few. So we rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love. A single candle lights up the darkness. That is the power we all harness. Let's identify targets, light them up, lick them down. Carpet beef, sprinkling garnish. The message, word, power, sound. I don't care if my wit gets tarnished. Split this shit till I'm dead in the ground. Where they pollute your mind with garbage. Do one thing, just hold it down. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear when we This is more than 232s in a hook. You want lyrics? I write books.